fall to the ground. However hurt, we still won't stay down. We are skybound, letting the wind become our wings. Far away, lost in a place where our voices cannot reach. If we would lift our eyes, it would still be the very same sky we see. I believe one day the heavens will grant a miracle, so we can meet again, and I don't need a reason to prove it so. Everything that pulls me to it's you, pulls me closer to the truth. Still we are waiting for the day that the light will shine through. A silver hair awoken from rest, so cleanly piercing through our chest. Won't you promise me, swear on the blood that bleeds in red? No matter how much pain we may bring, for every wound, every
Okay, what about now? There we go. That sounds like my voice. And then... where's... think it would be awesome if you could keep the mic? I know that happened when I changed scenes, but come on. Yes, hi, kitty. Move it or lose it. Molby, how come you never invite me to your D&D games? You should. That's very rude. Night 12, let's get to it. Let's get on it. Alright. So, I definitely have decided that D'Angelo's who are going to. A gift that keeps on giving. Let's go. Let's give it up. Make your way through now from your rusty maze of the grain terminal. Up the stairs to D'Angelo's office. This time, you find the door firmly locked. In the door, Robin scanned the crooked lettering.
There's been another one. At the scene now.
Come to bed. Stoy? I actually misread that as come to bed, slutty. Oh, thank you. I feel pretty good. Like, not amazing. I said I would dress more goth for this game. Because we had, like, International Goth Day, and you were like, goth pictures of Rocket, and I was like, I can't. Oh my god, kitty. I love you very much, but I'm on camera right now. I'm doing a thing. Aw, look at me all like, I'm gonna cuddle down and look for protection. You won't get at me if I act like I'm scared. You're not scared, you're just trying to leave? Wow. Just like all the men in my life. I didn't, because I don't play Dead by Daylight. I did for a brief period, but I very quickly kind of... I need a plot to move on. I need things to explore. I need a story to experience. And failing that, I need friends to play with. And I had none of these things. Mainly because I get very, 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 like, bothered and... Like, I can't play... Like... I guess I could if I had 4 people to play with. I guess that would probably be okay. Oh, fuck! You are correct. There's not a ping to the server. I pinged all the other servers. But not this one. Crap, where is self-promotion? I remembered all the other ones. It's an audio... No, not books and audiobooks. No link this time, like this is super fast, but boom, there we go. Thank you for saying that, because I would not have thought of it. We're going to head out and help the Nosferatu with his lovely investigation. As you approach the address Angelo gave you, squad car passes you, Spinesbury, while you make a turn to DeKalb Avenue on Pulsaki Street. I wish I knew New York, like, at all, so I could have some, like, I'm sure this is actually rendered using a real area, and that'd be cool. But I have no... Sure enough, you're watching red light where the police car parks at the nearest corner. It's an ambulance. Confirms that you're in the right place. Closer to what appears to be a New York's finest convention. I get that reference. I do have to say, if you can't really say that during Pride Month. You can't be all like New York's finest, you know, because I'm like, oh hey, New York's finest, and that would be the fire department, frankly. Like, let's be honest. Honestly, actually, that I think that I'm getting off topic already, but you know it's okay. I feel like the reason that firemen have such a better reputation for being hunks than police, because they both are very, very physically demanding jobs involving a lot of, like, you know, climbing, moving around, athleticism. Number one is obviously the donut thing, but then number two is I think that since firemen are in a purely helping role and not a adversarial role like police are, that we want to pump them up. Oh, that's awesome. No such luck. Trudeau's Nosferatu lineage. Angelo is nowhere to be seen. You stop on the sidewalk across the street, trying not to draw attention to yourself. The cop standing by the entrance looks straight at you. It's a double take, and you instantly look away. Bad move. He's gonna make his way towards you. I mean, I'm on the street. It's fine. Not letting the panic set in. You're going to do your best ordinary citizen impression. Cop waddles? Fuck. See, I told you the donut thing. Across the street towards you. A sense of authority, putting that extra spring in his step. Remain calm, even if he puts his hand on his holster. What? I'm just fucking standing here. Then suddenly he stops, instantly realizing he's just inches away from a grisly demise. He always uses submissively and yells in a thick Brooklyn accent. Oh, God. First of all, that man does not waddle. Like, he's a little husky, maybe. He might be a StarCraft commentator, but he does not, like, that is not a waddler. There's not a lot of jowls there. Okay, what does a Brooklyn accent sound like? Hey, I'm walking here. Hey, this here's an active crime scene. Be on your way. It's not quite right. That's not quite it. Even trying to show it, you put on your grumpy New Yorker face and start to walk away. Past the dark alleyway, someone grabs you by the arm and pulls you in the shadow. Smell of cigars and cheap cologne don't give them away. The gravelly voice sure does. Nice save. I mean, dumb to show your face around here in the first place, but still. Come on. Parked around the corner. Well, you know it. Sitting in the passenger seat of a busted old sedan, parked half a block away. Being nice to you. I do have to say, for this being set in New York, fucking everybody has a car? I thought New York was famous for how many people just didn't own a car. I'm not going to attack the police. Yeah, that doesn't get me in. When I talk to them, I convince them to let us in. He gives you a look as if you just let rip a massive fart. You would be so lucky. Right. It's not that I don't trust you. How about we give that raw out animal magnetism of yours a dry run, huh? If you're not one of those cops going to maybe he'll let you in. I'm not using my powers on him. That's a waste. Evening, officers. I live here. Is there a problem? Yeah. Here's an active crime scene. Be on your way. Hey, it's your butt against mine. Get lost. Trust me, I'll think of something. Oh, I didn't know he was offering. I should have let him go. On the street, already feel like you made a big mistake? Now, might as well give it your best shot. Where's the cops? Your whole body tenses up. It's funny that this would make you nervous. Oh, you feel last few nights, but it does. The two officers seem to be engaged in a heated debate regarding last night's Mets game. Hey, Liv, is there a problem? Hey, you freeze? Use your slight nod. Yeah, hey, going in, make sure you stay. This is the same guy. He has no short-term memory loss. Maybe this guy has prosopagnosia. That'd be a really, really shit condition for a cop, but like they can't not hire him. For anyone that does not know, prosopagnosia is the condition where you can't like distinguish faces from one another. But then they get back to arguing about whether or not the umpire was bought and paid for. Like confused, you piece together what's left of your sentences and hurry past them. Inside the building, D'Angelo stands in the hallway. You open your mouth, he stops you with a gesture. Don't even talk to me right now. Yeah, you doubted? You doubted my power? Awkward silence, but make your way up to the second floor. Oh, I just realized I never actually moved over the, hopefully no one subscribes tonight. Don't subscribe tonight. I don't have the alert up yet. I'll start the shout. I had a whole week and I just, like, forgot to. The crime scene is easy enough. To follow yellow police tape, before you know it, you're sitting in the middle of what used to be someone's living room. The place has been completely trashed. Knocked over furniture, shattered glass. The works. Look around. The sign scrolled on the nearby wall. Use his gift, our fate. An expert in typography. But the look at the letters look similar to the ones you saw back in Red Hook. Sure enough, your little drops of blood, save for the occasional strain, is bound to end up on the carpet once you toss someone through a glass coffee table. He's at the doorway, seems lost in thought, sucking a cigar compulsively and mumbling to himself. You lean over, about obvious that you're listening in. Oh, I assumed that was the other kind of leaning over, the like... Look, if you got it, flaunt it, that's all I'm saying. I do not have it. Yeah, I mean, that does make sense. I do think that you have to... I think the reasonable accommodations thing is what plays on that. And you can't reasonably accommodate someone who cannot do a core part of the job. You know, similarly, if I went to the courthouse, I'm like, hey, I'm illiterate, but I want to be a stenographer. They'd be like, no, you have to be able to write.
The night's been kind to him so far. The questions kept piling on now they found themselves as the wreckage of another life. It was up to them to sift through the debris with a neat little pile of answers.
Suddenly, he tenses up, as if sending your eyes upon him.
Feel free to chip in, kid. Anything catch your eye?
No blood, same as before.
At least none spilled. What does that tell us?
Yep. I mean, yeah, the blood went somewhere else.
Might doesn't make right. I'll make assumptions so we see the body. But the pattern is consistent. God, I hate where this is going.
Yeah, it looks like you were right. This is what we were afraid of. Then blood angle seems to check out. It looks like you were right.
Yeah, but sometimes you'd rather be wrong, alright? Anyway, looks like we're not getting any more of this place. No way around it, we gotta see the body.
Are you protecting Thin Bloods? Do you have a thing for Thin Bloods, D? It looks like you're desperately trying to prove they're not involved in this.
Look, Dustborn got shitty luck as it is. I want to accuse one of them of breaching the masquerade. Least I can do is give some goddamn due diligence.
I do have to say, voicing him is a lot of fun. I don't get to use this, like, gravelly but not menacing voice very often. Like, a lot of my villains end up being, you know...
And I will rip the flesh from your bone.
You know, like that voice. But this guy is just, you know... He's had too many cigarettes, his throat is shot, but he's not a mean person. He shoots you a scornful look.
Like a goddamn detective would.
Mumbles to himself for a short while, but ultimately he regains his composure and his train of thought.
For us, I might know someone get us an audience with our dearly departed.
Right by his cell phone, busts an old clamshell. Oh my god, he's got a razor! Flips it open and spends a good minute browsing through the contacts, muttering to himself. Finally, he makes a call. Actually reminds me, I'm actually reading a book called Start With Why right now for work. They told a really interesting story about the Nokia Razor, or the Motorola Razor. How it absolutely demolished the cell phone market and, like, outsold everything. But the big problem that it had is it just had the nifty new features. It had new appeal, but not innovation. So it stagnated super fast and got utterly crushed by the iPhone because the iPhone was actually innovative.
Hey, you know who this is. Yeah, that favor you owe me? It's time to deliver. Listen, I got a fresh one, the murder of Ben Stewie. I need to take a look. Yes, now. Yeah, you better.
Kitty. Kitty. Move. You almost knocked over my Sprite? Little terrorist. With that, he hangs up and gives you his trademark wry smile. Are we good?
Yeah, we're good. Next stop, Kings County.
Kings County, the bleeding heart of Brooklyn. It's beating as hard as ever, with ambulance after ambulance bringing in sick and wounded. New York's be pumped through the tight arteries of the healthcare system. It's a dangerous place for a kindred to show their face. Incessantly crowded and full of people who specialize in notice all sorts of physical afflictions. Especially the sort that makes up the very essence of a vampire's existence. To wit, death. Thankfully, your business here tonight keeps you away from the hectic human hive of the ER. Instead, you follow D'Angelo to a relatively quiet part of the underground, close to your current point of interest, the Kings County morgue. You found yourself a convenient and suitably unlit spot. You wait patiently for D'Angelo's contact to appear. Now and then, you glance over the undead gumshoe to make sure his moody mug isn't showing any signs of worry. It isn't, or at least, he's very good at hiding it. After 30 minutes or so, a lone figure emerges from a side entrance. When Chick Shadow walks by, as the EMT you saw back at the murder site. Nearly nervous, 20-something-year-old Redhead can't seem to help but look back and make sure no one's following him. Finally, he stops, lights up his cigarette. Without looking at his voice, he takes a puff and exclaims, seemingly to no one in particular, "Room 112? You got 20 minutes?" Angelo speaks without looking at you.
That's our cue.
Allergies are kicking my ass right now. Still confident. I think I just completely skipped reading the last one. Follow the fanged detective through the same door the EMT walked out of. Luckily, the wing of the hospital seems unusually empty. But the confidence with which D'Angelo makes his way through the white and green corridors makes it clear he's been here before. Finally, he stops in front of one of the doors, room 112. The room is small, with only one oversized freezer by the wall, and a single slab mounted in its center. The body of a middle-aged man is splayed out on the steel surface. And for a dead man, he seems unnaturally pale. Extreme blood loss will do that to you. You can't help but look at the man's face, his features twisted in abject horror. This was not a peaceful death. Looking closely, there's 2 small puncture wounds on the victim's neck. If ever there was a clear sign of a vampire attack, you've yet to see it. What a rookie. Kitty? He's noticed this movie in a familiar fashion. Narrate again, but before he can utter an intelligible word, you cut in with a remark. Sucked dry, just like the last one.
Yeah. Guessing he knows the teeth marks?
Yeah, I know.
Dead giveaway. Fuck.
One clue. Door swings open. Tired-looking man with a stethoscope around his neck walks in, his eyes fixed on his clipboard. He doesn't appear to notice you yet. I mean, this is a great opportunity. You see, so you pounce the unsuspecting doctor, plunges his fangs into his aorta. The liquid tastes sickening sweet. You feel a bit lightheaded. His doctor is getting high on his own supply. Takes you a moment to get your fill. You're finally done. You immediately feel D'Angelo's eyes upon you. Start coming up with an excuse. He just smirks.
You're quick. I'll give you that. Beat me to it by a pube.
Okay, I'd really rather you not think about my pubes or talk about my pubes. Like,
Come on. Let's get out of here. Pay our dear Primogen another visit.
Robert Larson's home looks about the same as last time. No added security, no angry dogs prowling the yard. Here's the thin-blood Primogen would rather risk another visit than help out Angelo to arouse suspicion. Which is good, considering that's what he's about to get. Sure enough, the light in Eliza's study is on. There's a glimpse of the man himself shuffling around the room. You over to D'Angelo, wondering how you're going to get Larson's attention this time. A single word, D'Angelo walks over to a nearby street lamp and leans against it, making sure he's visible and you and all who happen to look. Will Larson take notice? See him lean against the window and storm out of the room. Mere second, he's out and into Angela's face. Yeah, I know, Mulby. I'm like, ugh. Not the best. Oh, what is his voice? I've forgotten.
Listen to me, you moldy fuck. I've just spent enough of your shit. I'm supposed to be fine, but leave my family out of it.
For a moment, Angelo just stands there motionless, letting Larson get his frustrations out. Suddenly, he grabs a thin blood by the collar, goes off the ground and smashes its back against the lamppost.
You finished? Alright. You listen to me and you listen good. You think I'm enjoying this? Think I like to be jerked around? Think I got nothing better to do than hang around you, this little puppet theater you've made? Now, if you give me a lead I can follow, or I start remembering things you'd rather forget.
The first time you met him, Larson looked speechless, his eyes wide with fear. He could only mutter under his breath.
You wouldn't dare try me.
Cue awkward silence. You stand there. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm just imagining someone at the end of the street with like a big old bongo. Someone either plays the advantage or play the good cop. Come on, Larson, spit it out. Come on, Larson, just give us something. It's been a rough night.
See, Robert? My assistant here's tired of your shit, too. So what's it gonna be? If you want my help, put it be the fuck down.
Back of the rail, Larson straightened his collar in a faint attempt at preserving some shred of dignity.
There's a place in Manhattan, Lower East Side. One of the few places in the city where people can find shelter. Yeah, I know it. You go there right now, you might find what you're looking for.
Angela looks for the moment. She's long enough. Okay, actually, that move right there. So, as a lot of you know, I work in regulatory compliance. That is called the auditor bait, where they will ask you a question. They'll just be like, all right, and tell me your process for opening the lab in the morning. And you'll give the right answer. You're like, well, we come in, we look at the temperature, we like record the high and the low, and then we reset it. And they'll just be like, uh-huh. And they'll just sit there, usually for about 5 to 7 seconds, just long enough to make it uncomfortable, because people that are like less confident will just start babbling extra stuff. And you do not want to babble extra stuff. They'll go in and be like, and well, like normally the temperature passes, and the other's just like, what do you mean normally? Has it not passed? You know, just starts digging. Don't give them an opening.
We'd better.
Finally, Angela loses his grip. We both watch Larson limp back to his house, over his shoulder like he's going to tell the teacher on you. The part of me asked the whole things you'd rather forget deal was. Cuts in with a preemptive mutter.
Come on. We got what we came for.
It's longer than I thought it would be. She reads the address Larson gave you. Find yourself sitting in front of it. Looks like an old garage. On the outside, the place looks as uninteresting as it gets. You think it's abandoned? If not for one of the barely working lights illuminating the shed. That's barely working? I feel like they gave the instructions to make this area without telling them what the description was. Another place where they call a wretched hive of scum and villainy. This is probably it. It was littered with drunks and crackheads, humans and thin bloods alike, their mind lost in the cruel little worlds, their bodies splayed across the floor. Angela leans over and whispers in your ear.
Cover the back door. You see near the front. Let's look around and see what we can find.
That's what exactly you're supposed to be looking for. He disappears. Well, I was told to look around, so I'm going to heckin' look around. I'm also going to go get a cough drop. That's the problem. I like this game, but it is murder on my poor throat. There's been a cloud, which is fairly difficult. So in your upright position, you slowly make your way across the large room. You know what you're looking for, you focus on the details. A knowing smirk, a hateful stare. Those are the spies a bit suspicious. For a dozen so empty stares, almost ready to give up, and suddenly, something catches your eye. A young, skinny woman hunched the corner of the room. A bewildered look, a 1,000-yard stare that tells you, beyond the shadow of a doubt, it's her. How can you have a bewildered look and also a 1,000-yard stare? Because isn't the 1,000-yard stare just... like, you don't comprehend, you don't see, you're just kind of like, your mind is elsewhere? To walk towards her, Angela emerged from the shadows right next to you. Nice catch. You stand beside her. He's trying to sound as comfortable as possible, but his gravelly timbre is not really working out.
Hey, it's okay. We're not here to hurt you. We just want to talk.
No, don't talk. Too loud. Too loud. I'm halfway out of it. It's like the lights are on, but whoever's inside is stumbling around one hell of a bender. Oh, did I not? Okay, that makes more sense. Look, no one told me I had to read all of the words.
All right. You like quiet, got it. Can you tell me your name?
Sana. That's what he called me. Suddenly, you hear the door swing open behind you. Even though the night is fairly warm, a cold chill runs down your spine. Towards the entrance, there's a woman standing there, and something about her just screams kindred. She seems comically overdressed. Somehow, you don't feel like scratching a smile. Whoever she is, she means business. Making her way to the back of the room, in any effort to sidestep any of the junkies and drunks, I'll know well enough to get out of her way. In a bravery or sheer stupidity, you walk up to her. So you feel as if you were something she scraped off her shoe, while nervously, without even knowing it. Okay, this is exactly the doofy, like, uncertain response I would give. Is, hey, what's a girl like you doing in a place like this? But I want to give the stupid line. Open your mouth, Ryan shoots out, grabbing you by the throat. The woman looks at you, tilting her head as if examining a curious species of insect. Suddenly, her eyes shift to something behind you, and her face turns from disgusted curiosity to sheer annoyance. You.
Hey, Val. It's my assistant you got there. Do you mind?
Close your eyes, you feel the grip on your neck loosen. You awkwardly fall to your feet. Makes your way towards D'Angelo. She was sighed like a rag doll. Where is she?
You have to be a bit more specific, darling.
Don't play coy, Guinea, the manslayer. I know she's here. A blood hunt has begun. But what of the princess herself? The girl is to meet her final death. Keep an eye on who's around, you stupid. I know very well what a blood hunt is. We had one called on us in Bloodlines.
Hold your horses. Conduct the investigation under the auspices of the sheriff. That counts for something, too.
Look, sweetie. I'm not here for some cleat measuring contest. Oh, that's the other girl's voice. Look, sweetie. I'm not here for some clit measuring contest. I get this ugly, be my guest. Why does I say just slip aside, let me do my job?
By all means.
He steps aside in a comically exaggerating fashion. Near the corner where you last saw Sana. Find no trace of the girl.
Well, I'll be. Could have sworn she was just here.
Valerie looks at D'Angelo. She smiles softly. You can tell she's trying very hard not to rip his head off. You'll regret this.
Story of my life.
Okay, I love that line. That line is excellent. Another word. Turns on her heel and storms out. Angelo waves his hand in your general direction.
Come on, kid. Let's get out of this shithole.
You emerge from said shithole. The cool night breeze caress your face. It's soothing. Almost makes you forget how shitty the last hours have been. Almost.
Alright. I know you got questions. It's getting early and I don't feel like having a Q&A session. For now, you got one. Make it count.
Okay, yeah. Where'd the girl go? That's the big one.
Not sure, but I have some ideas. Important thing is, we know who we're looking for. Too bad Val knows it too. She's a scourge, kid. Part enforcer, part assassin. Part a pain in the ass. We'll be seeing more of her. You can bet on that.
Want to be a scourge?
For the scourge! Before you ask, yeah. We've run into each other in the past. And no, don't feel like talking about it. I don't know about you, but I'm turning in. Figure some stuff out and keep looking for the girl. Feel free to stream by the office in a night or two.
With that, he stumbles in the distance. Mother keep to the shadows. Okay, I figured. So if you request your presence tonight, and it seems urgent, but are already waiting, you clearly pondering something. So, for those of you that have not been here, this is our matron, sire, that's the word. I require your assistance, Raga. There's a matter of great importance. I need to ask you to resolve for me. You will find what I'm about to say surprising, I'm sure. I need you to hear me out. I need you to contact an important anarch figure in New York City. Arrange a meeting for us. I'm setting a trap, right? It's a trap. You need me to set it up so you can blow a deal? Not immediately. Do you need to meet with them in good faith? I realize how ridiculous that might sound to you. You will find that with this, as with many other things, the Camarella's policy of more than their share of hypocrisy comes hand in hand with using medieval power structures. What we are forbidden to do, the prince we do willingly. These things can be done in the open, but others kept secret and do not invite discord and discontent. I need contact to a man named Torque. He is an influential member of the movement and, like most of them, very suspicious of the Camarilla. That's why I'm sending you to instant my invitation. I'm also Camarilla. How do I know he'll talk? He won't. Not yet. Start further down, and with the right story to spin. From my limited sources adjacent to the movement, I've gathered that your best chance to talk is to first meet with his right-hand woman, Maya. Maya. She's a regular at the club called the Leech Pit. I think it would be best if you presented yourself as an Anna, hopeful. Okay, I feel like they will see right through that. I'm concerned. Only after you talk directly should you mention my name in the meeting. Yeah, I feel like they'll see through that. Yeah, I'm not lying to them won't make them trust me. When they find out the truth, they won't be happy. That might be true. But if you tell Mia outright that I sent you, she is likely to cut you off. She's all set, it will be difficult to make her listen to reason. After tonight, if we do not speak of it again until you arrange the meeting, you will jump at the chance to use this against us. With Kaiser, you have proven you can get the job done. It requires additional legwork. I trust you to deal with this task as quickly and covertly as possible. Forgive me, that is all the time I can spare tonight. What I'm asking is just part of a bigger whole. Trust me, it will all be worth it. She's my sire? Like, yes, I'm doing it. I am not a brat, at least not in-game. I know you will. Check with Gregory for the address of the leech pit. Let me introduce you to talk. When she does, tell him I wish to meet. Regarded, tell him I have something that will help him gather allies against Boss Callahan. That should pique his interest. Good luck, and obviously, not a word about this to anyone else. Not even any new friends you might have made. This stays between us. The way she says the final sentence suggests a not so thinly veiled threat. But her world smile belies that impression. You want to keep her trusting you. You won't want to disappoint her. You see the dress? The club's in Brooklyn. Pretty some kind of heavy metal bar. A dedicated concert space. Place is teeming with people tonight. You arrive in the middle of a concert. Music is loud, almost deafening. It takes you a while to get used to it. Especially with my, enhanced hearing. This is such an Anarch bar. Okay, I'm sorry. Is that fucking, Anakin Skywalker? Not your scene at all? You can barely focus through the noise. Once you get your drink and decide to bear it, the sooner you find Mia, the sooner you get out of this hole. A group of a few dozen patrons are tightly packed together, and the smell of their sweet and youthful, excited blood overwhelms you momentarily. With difficulty that you turn to the task at hand. You've heard your share about the Anarchs, how they fit into kindred politics, and have a short encounter in Corona Park to base your actual opinion on the faction. That might have been a horrible first impression. Just keeping your guard up, just in case. Yeah, if I'm hopeful, I won't know who Mia is. More than a club, a few side rooms, and a spacious bar area. No conversation taking place with voices hoarse and shouting. Walk to a pretty sloppy threesome in the bathroom, and eventually hit the dance floor for a better feel of the place. As you come to an inn, you witness some of the guests, icy-looking girl, get into a scuffle with a much larger drunken guy. You seem to appreciate him reaching around her waist, slapping with an audible crack, sending her to the ground unconscious. Two bouncers break up the crowd and pick up the drunk to carry him outside. Most questioning the woman, an inkling that she might be who you're hoping to find. You approach her, she's about to leave. Oh, I like her? I actually own that jacket. Except mine has little studs on the shoulders. Yeah. Yeah. What the fuck do you want? Still seething and bares your teeth for just a moment? You've learned what to look for in kindred, and you're pretty sure she's one of you? Heard you're into anarchy. Heard this was the place to meet hot chicks who hate the patriarchy. Anarchs, you could say. Oh, come on, that was good. My cat liked it. Seriously? Is that the best line you came up with? She doesn't smile. She doesn't hit you either. Follow me. New back door that leads to a side room. Any metal band posters plastered on every wall. Someone 20 or more years old, judging for the tour dates. All sticky tables and rickety chairs are the only pieces of furniture here. They do this sometimes with little spots that just wander. Sit down. These are the Anarchs? I think I'm comfortable. She shrugs her shoulders. Suit yourself. Leans against one of the walls. Name's Mina. Guessing you visiting here isn't a happy coincidence. I don't know you. In New York, you have an outstandingly low profile. Both sound suspect. So, before we take these pleasantries further, answer me this. Who do you run with? Oh god, these allergies are making me hard for me to have my throat correct. That's an interesting one to go for. That will actually stand up if they look into my background, because I am, like, somewhat famous, which is a problem. So if they look, they will find. I actually like that quite a bit. However, I'm also feeling a little self-conscious. Boop. This is like my superhero mask. Camarilla, I guess. But I'm looking to switch. Is that so? Push you up and it's hard to read her. Okay, sure. I'll bite. Let's get one thing out of the way. This is my clever ploy to ask me for my domain. She just spy on me in the movement. Make sure you don't enjoy undeath much longer. Got it? You can tell it's a purely rhetorical question. Right? Here's the pitch. Camilla likes to think they're the vanilla option, or with Prince Bitch Panhard, pretending they were always in charge. But here's never been a full Cammy city. Cammy? That's not really her theme. 1 second. I haven't heard this before. This might be terrible. This is Cammy's theme from Street Fighter 6, which came out today. No matter won the city in 99, but Cams have had their asses handed many times over the years. Movement's been here at least as long as they have. Hell, I moved to New York City before World War II. It was a good while after I saw Camarilla for what they are. Way to keep us subservient and in line. Ivory Tower will tell you they're only a safeguard for the traditions, and that's kind of the problem. Only one tradition we in the movement feel should be respected, and that's the masquerade, obviously. Everything else, ask the prince, and she'll tell you the logical conclusion to the masquerade. You just want to keep elders powerful and in control. But here's the thing. For all the talk of us bloodsuckers and solitary creatures, we need community to keep the masquerade. Community, yes, but authority? Not a chance. We need a council of peers to keep the assholes in check. But not a feudal prince to tell you where to feed or who to hunt down when they step on her toes. So there's no actual ruler? A ruler? Nah. But leaders? Oh yeah? Most follow old boss Cowhand's lead. Most, but not you? Yeah, not me. Just about being well received in this city, I need to go through Callahan. Just about the anarch-cars itself, he's not your guy. He eats up fledglings like you and shits out self-preservation. This is a baron. Might be shaky now. At least do expect more to his share of allies. Most basic, a baron is a small anarch who controls territory, with authority over those living in it. One of the most common type of barons is a lick who has the city neighborhood, maybe just a building. Other common type of baron seems to control an entire city on his own. A little strongman that behaves suspiciously like a Camarilla prince. So, he's doing what any old fart in a position of power would do. Doubling down, negotiations are out, intimidations in. Tighten ranks as a precaution against the Second Inquisition. She surprises you by hacking and spitting on the ground in disgust. If you spend some time with the cams, should sound very familiar. It's no better than Panhard and their cronies at this point. Nah, you got to contact Torque, and wouldn't you know it, it's your lucky night, because I'm the lick to do it through. How's Torque different? Motherfucker, you really asking for it? I'll pretend that was a naive question, not a half-assed shit. I don't even know Torque, what the fuck? Torque's a leader, a local baron who's overseeing a small domain, but doing a very good job with. Callion knows this, so he's been giving him shit. Torque's taking it like a champ. He's smart. One of us rebels, he's got the patience of a saint. We should think back to how things used to be way back when. George, I believe. Anyway. Oh, interesting. I might. Right now, I'm listening to He Who Fights with Monsters, which is amazing. I love this series. But I'm an audiophile. Every day I walk for at least 30 minutes, sometimes an hour, on the treadmill. And I'll just... Actually, I've got them right here. These are my treadmill headphones. Oh, thank you for the warning. Though I think we might be finishing tonight. I asked, so... Whenever I have a question that... Whenever I have a question about a game that I'm playing, I can ask that. I can ask it to one of my friends and they will look up the answer. Because I don't want to look up the answer myself because I'm learning spoilers. So one of the things I ask very, very early on in this game is, will I have the chance to recruit everyone? Because there's 4 possible allies you can get. You can get Hope. You can get Olagon. You can get D'Angelo. And you can get the Beast Girl, whose name I don't remember. And I was told that it kind of depends on how you prioritize things, but generally speaking, you can only get maybe 3. Like, you will run into an endpoint before you would be able to get all 4, most likely. So I've got 2 of them already, and I'm working on D'Angelo, so I feel like there's not that much of the game left. I have no idea how much, and I have been focusing on them to the exclusion of the side stories. So maybe I'll get all 4 and just more to the sides. I don't know. But that's what I'm basing on, maybe close to the end on. You want to meet him? Require a show of goodwill first. What do you have in mind? Have you a mischievous half smile? Appreciate your readiness, but I don't have the details just now. Be at the bar when you're able. I'll leave something for you, and we'll take it from there. Come on, I gotta go. Ah. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, how long to be... Well, we are currently on hour 10, so... But that's the thing, I always stop, I always talk to you, and I'm sure the fact that I'm voice acting everything is slowing me down consistently. So... That's fair. Also, is that the, like, fast playthrough, or is that the, you know, Ant Extras? I know it's not the complete, probably. But yeah, this is for my sire, so I better get it done. Just leaving your haven when you notice a small note slipped under your door. Pick it up cautiously and fold it open.
I know what you are. I know everything. Meet me at the Beautiful View Motel, or else everyone will know too.
Notice signed Frank. Your breath, check the Beautiful View is located at Queens. Getting there will take some time. So urgency, you run out of the apartment. Something to the Beautiful View Motel. Can't help but think the name makes promises the building fails to deliver. This looks just like the hotel in Bloodlines. Interesting. Outside, nothing but an ugly parking lot. I'm actually curious. 1 second. So I have played this. Does it tell me? Yeah, for 10.1 hours. So I'm definitely not meeting any records. Outside, nothing but ugly parking lot. Empty. The paint on the parking square almost completely worn away. Sitting in the lobby, it feels like there's decades worth of stale cigarette smoke. You're happy not being able to breathe anymore. Or those I was picked up in a yard sale in the 60s. There's something appropriate in the grubbiness of the surroundings. They fit the image of Frank perfectly. The different one. There was a hotel that was anarch infested. Or not anarch, what? Oh my god, some guy just walked by there. I almost didn't notice that. I remember I had to go through it, and there were just these little frenzy guys that you had to punch out. Eventually, at the bottom, there was a boss. I know I'm not saying it very well, but not Spooky Hotel. Yeah, there he goes. Is it Kitty? Can you look up? Look up. You know, the old woman behind the reception desk seemed totally uninterested in what you're doing. Eyes glued to a small TV. Even the motel, you found a lounge that might have aspired of lavish comfort in its glory days. Now it just feels sticky. You need to wash your clothes afterwards. Frank sits on a bar stool. No bartender, but Frank has a shot glass in his hand. He looks sweatier than usual. Interesting. I mean, you could just wait. I ended up abusing that a lot, where I could just wait and fully heal. Unless it's a timed mission, in which case that sucks.
What up, asshole? How's it feel not to know everything?
Sound like Frank a little closer? Just a little bit closer, you are kind of Frank. Seems drunk? Not a good sign. About everything. Your early encounters, he maintained a baseline of professionalism. You're drunk, Frank?
Sure, I'm drunk. Fucking hell.
His voice is incoherent mumbling. Not sure what to do. You're not used to dealing with Frank in a mood like this. You were confident and depressed at the same time. As if his sad secret gives him power, but also brought him down. Come in the bar. Frank looks on. You rummage through the shelves until you find a half full bottle of cheap whiskey. Pour into Frank's glass and then another shot glass for yourself.
Thanks, asshole.
Frank still wants to be angry, but he can't quite muster the energy anymore. Frank sounds like he has plenty more bitterness inside him, waiting to come out.
Let me tell you something else.
Your spinning sound fills the lounge, and a bright flash blinds you. For a second, the irrational pound against your dead heart. Sunshine, burned to death in a cheap motel in Queens. And just something whizzes past you. A series of thunking sounds, something impacting the bar. He's lifting the shot glass, miraculously still in his hand. Massive bloodstain spreads across his shirt. The fuck? For a bizarre, incongruous moment, you stare at the thing sticking out of Frank's chest. Crossbow bolt. Two lie shattered next to the bar. You miss their targets. One missed you by a hair's breadth. Turning around, you see figures dressed in black what the fuck? Storming the room in eerie silence. Perhaps the flashbang damaged your ears. You drop a tackle pot and lift up rifles. Who comes prepared with a crossbow? Frank slips to the floor. One crossbow bolt will paralyze a vampire, but struck through a human heart, it kills. I don't even know what's happening, but I'm not fighting 2v1. You're facing a highly trained force of well-armed commandos. Nothing you can do, run away. You stop to think, just following your reflexes, you duck behind the bar and dive through the staff doors. Bullets hit the wall next to you. As faster than you expected. Already at the door by the time you manage to get on your feet. Pull a shelf as you stumble past, making it crash down behind you. You're eerily silent as liquor bottles crash to the floor at their feet. Make their way through the clutter. You spot a black door and desperately fumble it open. Reach the parking lot outside. Running around the corner of the building, you see 4 SUVs parked by the motel's front door, all black with tinted windows. A man and a woman, middle-aged, dressed like detectives, stare at you in surprise as you run past them. Tries to yell something as you stumble to your car, the door open, and turn on the ignition. You fumble the keys, but the car starts and you floor it, careening onto the highway. Is this the, government agent hunting vampires? He's building past this bright-looking doorman. Time is of the essence. On the door, more for the sake of your own nerves because you think it's any help. In a few moments, Sophie opens the door. Looks you in surprise. She doesn't have her makeup on, and her hair's disheveled. You caught her on her nights off. I wonder if they actually have a different thing for her being disheveled. I bet not. Nope. What happened to you? Step in the apartment and follow Sophie to her living room. See the remains of a party. Empty glasses, face ball, blood in the air. You have no time to contemplate Sophie's social life, however. Yeah, I'm being hunted. Or we're being hunted. Sorry for bringing them here. Sometimes I regret taking you under my wing. Don't calm down. I'll feed to whoever's after me. Sit and calm. Sit down to be conscious of the vast gulf and experience between you and Sophie. Let us stay alive for a very long time. Hope you'll survive along with her. Hours ago, you and Sophie answering minute questions about Frank, the commandos who assaulted you. Nervous, she makes murmuring phone calls to mysterious contacts. After a longer while, Sophie lets you go. What measures did you take? You should be safe. And more importantly, I should be safe as well. I have taken measures to secure both of our havens, but keep your eyes open nonetheless. How the fuck did she secure, a note was delivered to my haven? I have questions. Oh, okay, that makes sense. For some reason, I thought the leech pit was part of D'Angelo, so I was like, why is it making me start with this? Bar is still packed, but the dance floor is empty tonight. Instead, the old crackling speakers are playing music that probably sound like noise even on high-end hardware. He has nowhere to be seen, but you do remember she requested you ask for her at the bar. Where's the bar? And the bartender finishes pouring a beer. She turns to you. Why are all vampires so hot? Not okay. Kitty? I love my cats, but it may not be the best idea I've ever had to wear fishnets, next to the cats. Because they definitely, do a little, need. And I don't need that. Get it? I'm hilarious, don't lie. What can I get you? I was told to ask you about Mia. I still love this portrait. Was my short-haired days? Yeah, she's not in tonight. She looks you up and down, sparkling like collection signs in her eye. Oh, that's right. She takes a well-worn book from some sort of young adult vampire novel, flips through it, a piece of paper from between the book's pages, and passes it to you. She told me you'd be interested in reading this. T wants to meet you. I'll arrange it. Need to prove you're trustworthy. Look around the leech pit for a guy named Bruce. Buff dude, tattoo sleeves. Running paper series, someone's retainer. Send your spy by the cam. Give the name of his master and write on this card. Return to the bar. It doesn't take you long to locate this Bruce guy. Sits alone in the corner, 2 beer glasses already empty. Take a moment to consider your approach. No? Meaning to notice you, but doesn't move from his spot. Other seats are empty. Oh, this is not who I thought Bruce would look like. And hunters are the ones that aren't government. Famous hunter group called, is the Charon group. Pharmaceutical group that hunts supernaturals to experiment, find medical applicants for aspects of them. Or the VtM of the kindred. Oh, that's awesome. I still feel like this is Anakin Skywalker. Like, fucking look at him. Okay, so ghouls I've always kind of seen as being like a little bit brain dead. No pun intended.
Hey, do I know you? You look familiar. Oh yeah, I think I saw you before, right?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, we're by the bar with that chick. Not my type, but you, on the other hand, cha-chow.
He winks at you. You see all these kinds of reactions? You're sure to make your skin crawl?
Anyway, what can I help you with? You're looking for someone to chat? Because I don't mind chatting, babe.
What's your poison?
What? Other my incurable addiction to fine women? I like drinks that say something about a man's style. A jackhammer will do just fine. Jackhammer before and jackhammer during.
God, fucking creeps are creepy. Well, later, turn with the drink. The guy's been eyeing you the whole time. So a glass and takes a big old gulp.
Ah, that is the spot.
Second to really loosen him up, and a third to make him somewhat more chatty. Didn't really focus on himself, since he's being very interested in you. Most of his questions are overtly sexual. Doesn't quite ask you for your favorite position, but the intent is there. No point to slip anything that would point to him being someone's ghoul, though. After being inspected, he's not nearly as drunk as he acts.
Well, it's nice, but I gotta go. Thanks for the drinks. Hey, wait a minute. You haven't had anything to drink this whole time?
No, and your master wouldn't either. Yeah, I don't do that stuff anymore. No, for a fact your master doesn't either. Suggestion of drunkenness is immediately gone.
Sorry, but what?
A bit of panic appears on his face. It's cool, man. I'm just new in town. He doesn't buy it. I just had him cornered, but he suddenly leaps up in month's movement and dashes through the sparse crowd. Catch up to him outside. He's bolting all right. I mean, I can outlast him. You dash after him, relying solely on your muscles and general fitness. Bruce doesn't care much about the masquerade. His speed is the only way to give Usain Bolt a run for his money. Able to catch him in this time. Sharp turn side alley. By the time he reaches, he's already gone. And leave something for Mia. Or a pin for the bar and flip Mia's note to the other side. A whole bunch of nothing to go on. That won't work. Any need for Mia if you have to pull out your ass. Well, Kaiser's dead. I don't know who the fuck Arturo is. Kadir's probably the safest bet. Like, the sheriff's constantly going to be having, like, eyes on everything. Kadir? Sheriff must have spies. Just by criminal, you might as well work directly for Kadir, right? Well done. Let me to pass something on to you. Oh, and this? Old charger? She said she'll be in touch. Gives you a moment to remind yourself how to operate this thing. You find his phone book is blank. There's no Wi-Fi connectivity and no saved messages. It's got a version of Snake, though. I am immediately thought of like Snake Plissken. We're already on the other side of her domain. There's some patrons. My contact no one in sight. I had to move on for the night. Hopefully they may put down, at least pique me his interest. And now we'll continue on this. There are only so many places with good enough view of a Manhattan Bridge. I just check ones that aren't likely to be crowded this time of night. Doesn't take long before you hit the jackpot. Jane's Carousel. On the pier, you notice a lonely figure sitting on a bench, steel flask in hand, legs up at the railing. Soon enough, you hear a familiar voice.
Evening turned night. The final flickering rays of sunlight gave way to that kind of nocturnal shadow, though the last of the jabbering tourists give way to a blessed silence. Yet, I just couldn't shake the feeling.
Pause in mid-sentence, leans back over the bench and backrest and looks straight at you. Upside down, his face looks even creepier than usual.
That I wasn't alone.
What's with you in narrating?
It takes the edge off. Just like this.
Is a sip, and points the flask in your general direction.
Fancy a sip?
Nope. D'Angelo? The terminology is fancy a drag, or fancy, pull? That's what it is, fancy a pull? Oh, fuck yes! So then the content of the flask immediately recoil? Wasn't for the Nancy whiff of cheap booze, and only so the blood underneath isn't appetizing at all?
You won't hear me complaining. Not about that. And another one. Killing, I mean. Down by the docks.
Same MO?
Yep. It was our gal, alright. Victim sucked dry, same as before. Their sign on the wall. An impending doom, and oh lord, he coming. The particulars escape me.
Hello, Mumster? How are you doing? I need to make my shout out command. I'm sorry. I'm a bad friend. I'm a bad friend. Because like right now, if people resub, there's no alert. If people like, I want to do a shout out, I can't.
You know, the night I saw her, she looked so frail, so innocent. Deep inside, hoping she'd be spooked to get out of town. And maybe, just maybe, the end of it.
How goes Destiny? 2?
That's me, you know. Hopelessly optimistic.
So, what's the plan? You know why she's doing it?
Doesn't really matter at this point. Whether she's Kane's chosen or just a poor girl gone nuts. The one thing's painfully clear.
You look full of worry and sadness.
She ain't gonna stop.
Mrs. Swiggs has to punctuate the sentence.
Anyway. Set up a meeting. Neutral ground, public space. Shouldn't get too ugly. But I was hoping you could tag along.
Worry about Larson?
Nah. Let's leave the poor schmuck alone. Pretty clear he's just as clueless as we are. You might want to sit down for this one.
Am I meeting your parents? Unless you want to introduce me to your parents, I can probably handle it.
Valerie.
Yeah, you better put down that flask.
Party fucking hard. Look, now you two didn't exactly hit it off, but she's not as bad as you might think.
Doing okay? Possibly fractured part of my right... Oh, yuck. That's awesome. I mean, that's awesome, and I also fear for them because this is not a great environment to realize you're trans. But obviously you can't help that. You're born that way. If they need any advice, if they need any empowerment, then definitely ask me. I have tons of trans resources. I argue about trans stuff on Twitter for fun because I'm a masochist. Fun fact, I actually learned recently, there is a... We now know exactly why trans people happen. There's a biological base to it. For a very long time, it was thought to be like a mental disorder, and people were just, convinced that, they were in the wrong body. Well, here's the thing, actually getting back to that. It's not good for my mental health, but on Twitter, I'm not actually trying to convince the bigot. I'm trying to convince the audience. Anyone that's reading along is going to see the facts I'm spitting. But yeah, so, because for a very, very, very long time... Oh yeah, no problem. For a very long time, it was thought that trans people were, just a delusion or a persistent belief, and the only real treatment was to, make that belief a reality. But what they actually found is that, during the, initial part of pregnancy, during like the first 2.5 months, that is when the body is coded, and if there is a lot of testosterone in the system, in that early part of pregnancy, the body starts forming as a male. If there's not very much testosterone, the body starts forming as a female. Nothing to do with, or very little to do with chromosomes. So, like, even if you are XY, and you are genetically male, if there's just a drought of testosterone, you will still form femininely, which is why sometimes we will do, like, chromosome tests and find out that someone is there's still a couple of health things that go along with that, but that's at least what causes it. And then in the second part of pregnancy, from, like, month 4.5 through, like, month 8, that's when your brain develops. And if there's been a hormonal shift in that time, your brain can form much, much more masculine or much, much more feminine than your body did. And that's what makes trans people. It's a lot more common, obviously, for your body to form correctly according to the chromosomes, and then there'll be a hormonal shift for whatever reason, so your brain forms opposite. But regardless, it's the brain you have, like, you can't get out of it. But yeah, I've been linking that study a lot. It's actually from 2007, so yeah, like, this has been known for a long time, and I was surprised that I didn't know it. Almost nobody knows about it.
I mean, in some respects, she's probably worse, but she can be reasoned with.
You know, if the fight stops itself mid-motion.
Look, I see that we ain't got a choice. If someone to help Santa, she's gonna boot a few bats short of a belfry. People are gonna die unless we do something about it.
Yeah, I get it. Lesser of two evils. Other fun fact, I know a lot about this stuff. I'm going to try not to go into a super, super, super deep dive. They also found, kind of in conjunction with that, okay, actually, I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to pull this damn study up, because it's really interesting. Bigots take it very, very far out of, bigots, like, misinterpret this like crazy, but I trust you all. There we go. I'm not going to make that gesture. I'm not very hardy. Is this it? It is not? This is it. This is it. This is it. This is fascinating. So, okay, this is, Significant brain difference in estimated brain sex. There are a couple of different like chemicals that end up like at differing levels between male and female brains. And what they found, they did a study with, you know, this many cis men, this many trans women, and this many cis women. And what they found is that the percent of these chemicals in men went from here to here with a mean of about, you know, between 0.75 and 1.25. With trans women, it was shifted noticeably down. Like some of them were up here, some of them were way down here in the cis woman range. For the most part, there was the shift. It ended up, it's kind of hard to see, but according to this, so the 25th to 75th percentile. So this is like the middle section. It is shifted noticeably downward. It is between like 0.95 and I'm going to call that 0.5. And then cis women end up at like 0.25 down to negative 0.25. So, and obviously because we'll be like, see, trans women's brains are closer to cis men. Gotcha. But what this really means, and what's interesting about this, is it says that there is actually a biological difference from birth in the way trans women's brains are formed compared to cis men's. Which again is just another nail in the, it's just a delusion thing. It's like, no, it's, like, that's physiology. Yeah, the presence of testosterone moved it up, but even before, that's another thing I should say, this is pre-treatment. Before treatment, we still see a noticeable and consistent difference. So I thought that was cool. It's just there's a lot of little things to be like, no, trans people aren't just crazy. They're not making it up, and they're not just saying that this is happening. Like, we can see. Oh, sure. Hold on. If I'm doing that, there's a super good video on this called Sex and Sensibility. It's about half an hour long. So definitely have time to watch it. This is Forrest Valkai. He is a evolutionary biologist.
Become a versatile and
who is a on a first name basis with Neil deGrasse Tyson. Just throwing that out there. So this is just some rando that's like gone to like college. Like, no, he knows Neil, so obviously he kind of knows his stuff. So I'll include that as well. And the last one that I will put through. Okay, I'm sorry. This, I'm gonna watch just one small part of this video because it's amazing.
Gametes can be gendered in this way. Brains and bodies cannot. Understand. And speaking of understanding, let's take a minute to talk about brains. Now, I don't have time in this video to get into like the whole anatomy and physiology of how brains work, so I'm going to skip all that, and I'm just going to say that there are, in fact, small structural differences between the brains of male and female humans. In other animals, these differences are big enough to be seen with the naked eye, but in humans, they're quite subtle. We're talking about clusters of neurons that are like the size of a grain of rice. These are differences that develop within a few weeks before birth to maybe a couple of years after birth. The major notable brain regions that are usually talked about in research papers on this type of thing are the sexually dimorphic nucleus of the preoptic area, the central subdivision of the bed nucleus of the stria terminalis, and the vasoactive intestinal polypeptide-containing subnucleus of the suprachiasmatic nucleus. Yeah, try saying that 3 times fast. And here's a fun fact for you. Trans people have been consistently shown to have neural architecture in these areas that matches their gender identity, not their genitalia. So for example, the BSTC is about 50% larger in men than it is in women. A trans man, so someone transitioning from female to male, has a BSTC that is the size of a cis man's. And similarly, a trans woman has a BSTC that is the size of a cis woman's. These are structural differences that cannot be accounted for with any amount of sexual reassignment surgery or any amount of hormone therapy. This is literally having a female brain trapped inside a male body or vice versa from birth. Incidentally, in homosexuals, that same region, the BSDC, is the perfect size for their gender, because sexual orientation and gender are two entirely different things. However, interestingly enough, the VIP SCN is actually more dimorphic. So it's smaller in females and larger in males, but in gay males, it's even larger. So it's like they're more masculine in this way. So that's kind of cool. And speaking of homosexuality, there's clear evidence that there's a big genetic component to that as well. Back in the 1990s, there were several studies that were done that showed that if one identical twin was gay, there was up to a 65% chance that the other identical twin would be gay. But that only works in identical twins because they share the same DNA. In fraternal twins with different DNA, the chance of the other one being gay went down to around like 29% max. And in non-twin siblings, the chances went down to just the normal average for any average American, which is about 4%. All of this pretty much categorically rules out the idea that somebody can be turned gay or worse, straightened out, but it does not rule out the idea that there could be environmental factors that cause epigenetic changes that allow those genes to be expressed. These studies are super important, but they lack a lot of context, and that context can only come from people being incredibly honest with total strangers about very intimate sexual details that at the time these studies were done were very taboo. Personally, I think that if we were to run those same studies again today with our society that's a lot more open and accepting of homosexuality, and we were to factor in things like the religiosity of the person's upbringing and how accepting their family is, we would find that things like homosexuality, or at least bisexuality, are a lot more common than you might think. But that's just a supposition, so let's get back to science and wrap things up. So if you've been following along, we've covered that there are at least 3 different areas of the brain that are dimorphic between the sexes, and they each vary independently of one another. So that means you have 2 different possibilities in 3 different regions, so 2 times 2 times 2 is 8 different ways that your brain could be structured between what you might call just male or just female. If you factor in what kind of gonads you have, either testes or ovaries, that's another times 2. But you could also have neither, and you could also have both.
Your bug spray.
Nope, stop! Hello, Rod. We gotta talk about trans stuff, and I needed to show that one specific, study. How are you doing today? I think we're finishing this game tonight. Oh god, I'm dying. But yeah, don't get Rocket talking about trans stuff. It's a bad idea. I think we're finishing this game tonight, and I'm very excited about it.
Like your attitude, kid. I know it sucks.
Irony. No, you didn't, Mobby. I have no idea what you're talking about. Definitely not tabbing out. Don't ask. I forgot what was in the other tab when I closed that one. I was doing such a good job.
But hey, one thing life has taught me. You don't always get what you want.
You proud of his words of wisdom? I should top him off with one last swig. Single drop pulls between his crooked teeth, and he looks at the empty glass with the utmost contempt. So this is D'Angelo. He is a Nosferatu. He fancies himself a detective, but he's already solved the case. He just doesn't like what the case means.
Well, ain't that fucking poignant.
He curls under his breath, makes a valiant effort to get up off the bench. As he staggers, struggling to remain upright, you offer your shoulder to lean on. You smile that's as crooked as it is affectionate.
Hey, kid. You're alright.
With that heartfelt moment, you bid adieu to the sprawling vista, make your way towards the bridge. Next stop, Manhattan. Entering the park, you probably take a spot in one of the alleys. Why the fuck are there alleys in a park? Okay, admittedly, I have not been to New York, but I feel like alleys and parks are just 2 things that should not be said at the same time. Minutes pass. 5, 10, 15. You start to wonder if she's even going to show up. She hears a familiar voice, the unfamiliar tone. She sounds almost nice. Hello, Jenny. And there she is, walking along the side of the fountain. It's less out of place here than back at the junkie-infested hovel, but only by a slight margin. There's only so many places she would feel at home, but not the ones you would want to find yourself in. Is over you, barely noting your presence? Sorry about last time. Nothing personal. Rod, how is Street Fighter? It came out today, didn't it? I think it did. I have not been able to play it. And I got home from work like an hour and a half before stream, and I needed a nap. When I get caught in the moment, I can get a bit intense.
I can attest to that.
I mean, we all can. I was there too. Fantastic. You rock your TV head. Let's get down to business to defeat the heart. If you guys have not seen it, oh, do I want to stop? I should not. I cannot turn make this turn. No, I can definitely not turn this to movie night. I can't tab out. There's a thing on my monitor that you guys can't see. So not watching it. But if you want to laugh, look up Star Wars Mulan song. Someone did make a man out of you set to the Star Wars universe. It's great. Get a room, you two. Can you two get a room? The sexual tension is unbearable. Angel gives you a pleading look. He doesn't want you to dwell on the subject. You hear that, Guinea? Is it Guinea or Ginny? All right, thank you. I mean, I'm a certified New Yorker myself, but I live up in the Rochester region, so I can't really talk about what Central Park or whatever the hell park is in Manhattan. Is the Manhattan Park Central Park? I don't know. I don't know if this is Central Park or not, but regardless, I was like, I don't know how you can have an alleyway in Central Park. She steps up towards you. The smell of her perfume is overpowering. Maybe it's just jealousy. Although I'd be careful if I were you. Last time we got close, it didn't exactly work out for you. Speaking of which, how's that neck doing? Oh, okay, definitely. I will have some time this weekend. I'm going to try and only play the single player stuff on stream, assuming that it's something I can. Because like I said, I think we're beating the game tonight, and so we will have a chance for Street Fighter to be our next Friday night game. Only a chance, but a good chance. We have a certified fighter coming in. Yeah, be nice. It's fine. Barely felt it anyway. So you're lying? You can tell she's enjoying herself. I'm so glad. Now, let's get down to business. We have a proposition for you. We are, graham wafers, and we're hoping you can be a marshmallow. We have a mutually beneficial proposition. Is the pup? I'm not a bitch! Did she just call me a bitch? I was nice to you. I'm very upset. Because I'm getting a weird Sorcerer's Apprentice vibe right now.
Give the kid a break, Val. You're about Sana, Thin Blood. Girl's a threat. We gotta find her. We can do it faster if we work together.
Keep going. Because I have a feeling there's a catch coming.
The catch is...
Do we want her alive? I mean, I'm not going to say that, but I'm not even sure we want her alive. I don't know why we would. We want the girl to stay alive? See, that's a deal breaker right there. Maybe consider you gotta sweeten the pot. I bet Tall, Dark, and Handsome might have some ideas. Do you want a cookie? Or something that rhymes with cookie? Oh my gosh, I just had a flashback to my, younger years. So you can take that cookie! I don't like where this is going.
Get too excited, kid. She wants a higher profile target. For the prince with a good little scourge she is. That's all you care about nowadays, huh? Playing the game, the ranks.
Smile creeps on her lips. You can tell it's forced. She'll definitely knows how to get under her skin. That's my Ginny. Big old brain, a heart to match. And they right away trying to help this girl. He does love him, a damsel in distress. But you? I'm not sure what your angle is. Okay, yeah, I'm going to be a little standoffish. I do have a little bit of Anarch experience. By the way, you missed the best line. Oh, I've forgotten it now. We met one of the Anarchs, and it was basically like, it's like, yeah, I heard there's supposed to be hot girls that hate the patriarchy. People that were Anarchs, you might say. What's the matter to you? I don't. Not really. It's called making conversation. So there, you know my terms. Don't take too long. Lucky girl. I might just find your little thin blood on my own. Still, I hope we can work together. We did make a good team. Slowly, sit. Why are they so sexualized when they don't like sex? I don't get it. Puts her arms around his shoulders. Then it's over to you, clearly enjoying how awkward it makes you feel. You have a thing for him? My things are none of your concern? Yeah, I've used that line too. Anyway, from a strange half-embrace, she flicks Angelo's nose gently with her index finger. Instantly, she turns over flirtatious to dispassionate. If this plays out, I have a feeling we'll meet again. Sooner than later. So we'll meet twice? I know it says then, not then, but I'm making a joke. Until then. Not sparing you another glance, she disappears down an unlit park alley. Angelo watches her go. His face is a mixture of longing and guilt. I look back at you as if breaking some spell.
Well, that could have gone a lot worse.
A higher profile target?
It's not what, it's whom. She wants me to give her Larson.
Wait, what?
He's a primogen. A weak one, but still. For a Scourge, she's much more valuable than some no-name Duskborn. So having certain someone might have some dirt on him.
Oh, yeah? Okay, we don't need her. Fuck her.
Fuck it. I'm back to the office. I put my feet up. Some blood flowing in the old noggin. You coming?
That's not your first visit. Still hard to navigate the dark, rust-ridden corners of the green terminal. This time it was someone that could probably do it blindfolded, so you just follow his lead. We'll climb the rickety stairs leading to the mezzanine. Notice lights coming from D'Angelo's office. Look at you to know he did not leave it on. You bust through the door like an undead Tango and Hooch. What was that, Turner and Cash? Was it Tango and Cash? Unleash holy fury on the intruders, raised by the Anarch Death Squad or an SI hunting party. Instead you get Larson. Missed us already? Look at me taking these dainty little sips.
Oddly.
With intrigue, irritated by the surprise visit, he walks over to the cabinet and pulls out a fresh cigar.
May I ask, what brings you, O venerable primogen, to my humble abode? Huh.
Shiny shadow in the corner of the room. It turns out to be a very familiar face. Oh, it's the murderess? The blood? No, not again. Please? Where the fuck did you find her? Okay, I was really close to the actual line.
It said my front door. She must have heard of me, and out where I lived. It's not uncommon knowledge among the Duskborn. She probably figured I could help, but honestly, I have no idea what to do with her. I mean, should I turn her into the prince? I should turn her into the prince, but It's just another strike against my people. But I cannot set her loose. Not after what she did. Fuck. Angelo, you can tell I'm desperate. My first instinct was to come to you.
So for anyone that like hasn't been watching this whole time, this is Larson. He is the primogen of the Duskbloods, which are basically the vampires with super, super, super weak vampiric powers. So they're barely considered vampires at all, but they still are susceptible to the sun. But they're not really part of a clan officially. New York is a bit unique in that the primogen, the Duskbloods do have a primogen that kind of speaks for them and tries to get them some measure of survivability. Primarily, I think, because having them just run out and do whatever is going to, like, risk the masquerade. But whenever you have someone that's running around killing and risking the masquerade, it really puts him in an awkward position. Because, like, the entire reason he exists is to not let that happen.
Nah, Larson, don't attribute that decision to what's left of your common sense. Hey, kid, maybe we should call it a night. Give me some time to talk to the girl. Maybe I'll get through to her somehow.
Yeah, you won't.
The sign, it's always there. Sign, everywhere a sign. Though I ain't holding my breath.
Honestly, you're glad to leave him to it? In the night in a small room with a tiny serial killer didn't seem too appealing. Still, when D'Angelo will be alright? He's got some tough choices ahead of him. Yep, I need to rest. I thought so. So here we go. Piece of paper sticking out of your mailbox. Your printout, a note screenshot from Google Maps, reads, "You guys watch tomorrow at 10 p.m. Pick you up and we'll take it from there." No signature. Place marked on the map is a lookout point near Pier 1, next to Brooklyn Bridge. Check the phone that Mia passed on to you. No new messages. It's a bit fishy, but there's only one way to find out who's addressed this to you. Tomorrow evening has been planned out. Oh, what day is it? We were on day 12 when I started. I hate there's no good way to check this. Oh, night 50. Okay. Again, I don't know I don't know why I care. Go downstairs as soon as you wake up. One more glance at the phone, but no news from Mia. Take the car down to Brooklyn, park on Front Street, and approach the meeting spot cautiously. You're about Mia's side, is standing there, dressed in an oversized jacket and looking towards Manhattan. We're going to hear her muttering something. Is it true? But I do not think it's true. If I do not think it true, then it cannot be true. If it cannot be true, then... Are you the one that wrote the note? This is my character. I love her to death. Man, it's not Mia. Whoever it is, you have never seen her before. The ink on the paper, did the message leave? The ink on the paper, did your face here bring? Turn around, 3 men, all of them burly, approach you, one of them takes the lead.
So, you got the message.
I did? We're all here for snorkeling practice, right?
No. Now you come with us. The boss wants to meet you.
Torque?
What? Torque ain't the boss of jack shit. I mean, Boss Callahan, you dumbass. You just gotta move on. We got places to be.
Whereas the woman keeps creeping into your conscience, litany of gibberish ever present with the conversation. Man cracks his knuckles.
Or we can do it the hard way.
I mean, I'm supposed to be with the Anarchs, so let's go.
Smart.
I've learned my lesson. At the pier to a motorboat, the engine starts.
Put this on.
Oh, so I don't know where they go? I'm like, if you're trying to drown me, you have not thought this through sufficiently. Nagging suggestion to put the sack off your head. Only want to do it, but your hands go through the motions all the same. Takes 15 or so minutes to reach your destination. You think? Engine dies down and you're led on shore. And further up an incline through some overgrowth. 10 more minutes of walking, maybe, till a deep voice reaches your ears. I'm gonna guess this is Calhoun.
Vincent, my dear boy, why the hood over on Gus's face? Boss, I thought. No, 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 no. That will not do. How many times have I to repeat myself? You don't have to think. You have to listen and do what you're told. Yes?
I really hope this voice fits the character I'm about to see.
Yes, boss. Well, take that ridiculous sack off their head, will you?
When it comes off, one of the deep voice is a curious sight. Dressed in what only can be described as Victorian clothing, the monocle and graying red hair. Is this Callahan? Okay, this is not the Callahan I was voicing. Apologies for Vincent's unacceptable behavior. He can be a little thick sometimes. Isn't that right, Vincent?
Yes, boss. Sometimes. A little.
I believe you already know who I am. Yep, you're the Anarch Baron. Ain't that the truth? Douglas Callahan's my name, but you may call me boss. Everybody does, and for good reason. I have invited you to here to have a friendly chat. Now, let me make myself perfectly clear. I'm disappointed in you. Truly disappointed, but I arranged this meeting to allow you to make amends. First, I have to understand what your infraction was. So, do you know why you're here? Because I wanted to meet with Torque? Ah, you're not stupid. So that's a nice change of pace. Torque is the reason you're here? That angry little strumpet of his? Yes, Mia? Mia, she's from Resident Evil 7. Get out of my game, you tart. Oh, I'd love to get my hands on her gaunt neck and wring it till it breaks. But see, I'm a statesman. I have estates. And that's not the prudent thing to do. No, no, indeed. The prudent thing to do is tolerate both her and that blessed ebony-skinned mentor of hers. If you ask me, it went downhill when your woman folk got voted... I want to show a clip here and I can't because I can't tab out. This sucks. Made you believe you're on the same level as us men. What a ridiculous notion that was. I'm going to be nice right now. But I want you to understand, I want you to hear me, and let the words that I'm saying, rather than selecting, be etched deep into your immortal soul. I will end you. Whenever you look at the rising sun, and you beg from your immobile form for mercy, I will laugh, and I will leave. Oh, I will, but not just yet. I request something from you, and you will obey me to the letter. But that comes later. First, you will answer a few questions. First of which is, who pointed you to Mia? Kaiser, before he died? That Suarat who keeps diving around an expensive car makes him less of a bad joke? Why on earth would he point you to Mia? I mean, that's a lie. We all know that vampires don't have a sex drive. Yeah, I needed Mia's help. Oh, you ought to be more specific than that. You need to know exactly what it was you discussed. Yeah, I wanted to explain to the Anarchs to me. Oh, child, you should have come to me then. I'm the anarch movement in New York City, and no one makes a secret out of it. You bet on the wrong horse, as I'm sure you'll soon learn. That wasn't hard. Of course, I can't be sure how much you told me was true. Much of it was worth as much of it as yesterday's horse shit. What you gonna do now? You're upside down? I don't think Bug cares that he's upside down. But I'll find out. I always do. And I do another one of these nice talks. And maybe you'll avoid coming to this unpleasant episode next time. He gives Vince a sign, and the burly man starts hitting you all over. Feel teeth, ribs, and fingers break. Your foot is mangled in Vince's booth. Shoulder dislocated. Your nose wrecked. That's enough. Leave them be. I am a man of principle. On a night, I would have perhaps produced a casket, dipped it in concrete, and dumped it in the Hudson. A favorite of mine during the Roaring Twenties. It has been a while. But, like I mentioned before, I am nothing if not prudent. The answer to the city's kindred must come before my own needs and wants, so I will let you continue your existence. Here's what I require in return. You are forbidden to meet Torque, and I will keep an eye on you, and on him. I'll place the anarchs go through me and only me. Got it? You have to understand, I made my sources do to you tonight was business. We can still work out a mutually beneficial relationship. In fact, it's either that or your final death. Time to go. Take the boat back, leave the fledgling here. They have a lot to think about.
Sure thing, boss.
Pleasure making your acquaintance. Woman whose name I did not actually learn. Alan walks away, as do Vincent's band of thugs. Lie on the ground for a while longer, feeling the blood slowly putting your body back together. Your hunger growing. You're the beast calling. For sustenance. For safety. For revenge. It's none until you mend yourself enough to appear more as a mugging victim. Possible make a walking cadaver. You hail a passing taxi and head back to your haven. All the way there, shifted by the beast. Your driver, a 30-something with a strong Slavic accent and an unpronounceable name on his ID, keeps asking if you should drive you to the hospital. Keep declining, all the while thinking if you could only ask him to pull over for 5 minutes, he's supposed to warm blood to the beast's content, drink him whole, no one would know. No one but his wife and kids if he has them, no one but his boss and co-workers, no one but you as you look in the mirror tomorrow. Your hunger bay was never before so difficult as it is today. Tonight. Trust your apartment building, there's nobody around, you can do it now. That's a bad thing to do. Look back, walk back, feed. Through the door, up the stairs, key and lock, open the apartment. Still weak, not quite mended. Need to rest. Tomorrow you'll have to feed again. Tomorrow you have to consider your next move. That's not the band who quits, but tonight you rest. I say, it better make me rest. My kid's eye feels different for 2 reasons. I was surprised your body mended reasonably while you were resting. Caveat, the hunger you feel is pronounced. Feels like a black dog on the edge of your vision, following you. Something remarkable is waking up to the tune of an old cell phone ringtone. Get the whole thing charged after all, huh? You alright? I feel like shit. Look, that's too bad, but I don't really care. Just being polite, I'm calling with good news. Just a reason to meet you. Up in the Bronx, solids and stripes, be there tonight. 2 things. No drinking. I'm gonna grab a snack, do it before setting foot in the borough. Exclusively no powers meeting. We're rubbing shoulders with commoners the whole evening. And we don't trust you. We should expect company. I met Callahan yesterday. Kicked my ass, forbade me from meeting. fuck? Yeah, promise you need protection on your way there or back. Probably being Torque's domain. While it's posturing, Callahan doesn't have the balls to strike Torque directly. Essential lookouts on watch. That's the best I can do. Callahan gets under your skin, I get it. Doesn't that spot monsters wise too? What I'll say is, the risk is worth it. So tonight I won't blame you. One time offer only. You gotta hedge your bets. Just don't do anything stupid. No, I need blood. Just for a good few nights. Need a feel for it. Knowing what kind of predator you are, what the kind of blood you crave. Yesterday's problems in this cloak and dagger debacle. That the hunt feels almost automatic. Grabbing of your soul surrenders control. Find a victim, coax them, drink from them. Find you forgot in the face and how they were dressed. In the car's rearview mirror. You can't let this become a norm. You can totally make it become a norm. You're a vampire now. You don't feel sorry for Twinkies, do you? Stay mindful of this, you're a monster. To leave yourself off the hook, you can hold in your humanity, not let yourself slide down this spiral. In your mind, just clouded it further. Do you want to visit Torque? Decide to drive around a bit first. Might be someone tailing you. Sounds sensible, try and lose them. 2 hours in your rearview mirror and driving Elephant City before finally driving to the Bronx. Maybe some basic precautions, you enter Torque's turf. Park a few streets over from where the pug is and walk towards it. Keep an eye out for anyone suspicious. Don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious. Kindred, for the most part, are different than the regular people. That makes things complicated. If you're being followed or watched, it's going to be hard to tell. The cigarette's overwhelming. All places an aura about it. Constant fog hanging right outside the ceiling. The Mars plans do nothing but disperse of it. Oh, yeah. Underfoot. Cause crack a bill your boss, click your glasses, tells you all you need to know about the clientele. A vampire place at all. Really did. Mia's here. Was you over one of the few tables around? Took your sweet time. Got cold. Never mind. Anyone follow you? Not that I know of. Fair enough. Before I introduce you, there's some outstanding business to discuss. Mr. Brunette for a deer in your note. Well, I guess you just put down whatever meant you came to mind. Had to dodge the good sheriff's attention. Well, boys, set me up for execution. Figured out later you're not that smart. Let's see if you're smart enough to not waste Torque's time tonight. Watcher's one of the tables. Guy in the coat and the hat leans over to take his shot. Way ahead of his opponent. Table is clear of his balls.
Be with you in just a moment.
It's the fast, precise, and sends the black ball exactly where his player wanted it. His opponent lets out a frustrated smile. But you didn't call the shot?
That's it. I believe you owe me $150 American, Joey Wheeler. Want to pay up now or up the stakes again?
The old man accepts his defeat and pays up. Declares he's going to grab another beer.
To the victor go the spoils. Thank you kindly.
With full attention to you. Man's good looking, somewhat gaunt and intense. His eyes especially seem to pierce right through you to your core, but not in an unpleasant way.
Name's Torque. I believe you're Raka. Sophie Langley's new plaything, is that right?
How does everyone always know that?
Word travels fast when you can care to listen. We wouldn't be talking tonight if I hadn't learned that a long time ago. Forgive my being real with you right off the bat. Let them know who I'm dealing with. So here's something I've been scratching my head about. With Langley, Langley's can through and through. What is it you come to accomplish here tonight?
Sophie wants to be? I mean, you were the one I was supposed to talk to? Sophie Langley wants to meet with you. Don't ask why, she didn't tell me. There's nothing to do with gathering allies against Boss Callahan. I'm here to arrange it. The fuck? I knew nothing about this. They lied to me. Mia's furious. She looked at the pole cue and at you as if she's trying to figure out the best combination for the two.
It's fine. Appreciate the honesty. Even if you weren't straight with my second. That I don't appreciate. That's an interesting proposition.
Yeah, I don't know. He seems very, very, like, not punk rock to be anarch. But he is also the head of an anarch area. You should be thinking about being with Langley. She's a hardline cam. It's a trap.
Just might be. It just might.
Looks at you, peers you with his unnaturally keen eyes. Sees something, the door opens in the back of the room.
Hey, dog man. You got a guest. They're in the back. Mia, to be a dear and keep my new friend company. I'll see what the commotion is.
Torque tips his hat and walks to the back, joining the man who called for him. Mia glowers at you, weighing the pool balls in her hand, wanting to chunk it at your face. You gotta be quite happy with yourself, bluffing your way in here. Oh. I mean, it's not just Sophie I'm here for. I start task with Sophie. Glad I can meet you in Torque. Don't hold it against me. I'm such a smooth talker. Nah, I'm totally gonna hold it against you. You made me look like a chump in front of Torque. There I was, beginning to make an addition to our little family. A whole lot of trust you'll have to regain before that happens now.
Yo, Mia. Can I grab you for a second? Raka, get over here too.
Go to the back room. There's a storage area with a single wooden desk. Pretty cramped. Torque ushers you in, closes the door behind you and Mia. Two burly dudes are holding someone down. When her voice reaches your ear.
Motherfuckers, you're going to pay for this. You hear me? The boss is going to fuck you up so bad. You have no idea.
I lost his accent for a second. I apologize.
Have you had the undoubtful pleasure of meeting Mr. Cerruti before?
You could say I have a score to settle.
You're fucked. You're so fucked you don't even know it. Stupid piece of shit. I should have ended you yesterday. The boss told you to stay away. You should have listened. That's a story and a half, ain't it, Vince? Calm down. And tell me how many of your guys are still out on my turf. Huh? Go fuck yourself. You're done. The boss will know this stupid piece of shit fledgling game here. He knows that with Langley. Do you know what that means?
Why does everyone know? Okay, sorry, tantrum over.
No. Why don't you enlighten me? If the boss can wake you out that you're sucking Langley's tits, those buddies of yours gone. Done talk. Well, if that's the case, I guess rid in NYC of your toady ass won't make things any worse now, will it? Actually, that's an idea. Vince mentioned he beat you up yesterday. You want to repay the favor?
Why do I still have blood here when I stop to feed? Yeah, gladly.
You go right ahead.
He's bruised, battered, and broken. The anarch dudes let go of him, and you kick him some more while he's on the floor. You stop and you hear Torque's voice.
Enough.
He'll pork you and breaks it over his knee.
Take him downstairs. Callahan guessing what happened to his favorite puppy.
The sharp Vince's wooden jams into Vince's chest. He just goes slack and his entire body inert. Doesn't even give out a yelp.
As entertaining as that was, I think Vince, in his unmatched wisdom, said more than Callahan would hope for. This changes things. Ever heard about Operation Lights Out? It's a second Inquisition effort here in NYC. Single night of raids at a magnitude never seen before or since. Ivory Tower got away with a few losses here and there. No major players were hit. They managed to find safe spots, stay out of the eye of the shitstorm. Us? We got hit hard, all over town. Havens were rooted out, entire coteries and safe houses just gone. Just like that. Nobody saw it coming. They barely got out in one piece.
He looks at him with concern, puts a hand on his arm. He shrugs it off, gently, but surely.
Others, like my child Bob, or Mia's sire, extinguished. But you know who got out without a scratch? Callahan. We've thought about it for the past few years. How that big B managed to excuse himself. Staten Island Museum, where we used to meet, just before vans full of guys in body armor showed up. How it is that my baby's burning up. He's shot with incinerator rounds. I also see Doug Callahan running with his tail between his legs, pushing fledglings like you into the path of the SI. I think the bastard knew it was coming. Set us up. Our brothers, our sisters who got hit, so the lowest profiles in the city's lick population. Moral of the story, Callahan's an opportunistic motherfucker. Even the thickest followers suggest he's gonna sell me out. Then that's what he's gonna do, sure as the sun rises.
I really like his voice. I hope I'm doing an okay job with it.
He said something about Langley having an offer. Might be your fault in part of it. In part, I'm at this juncture. Now it's gonna be as good a time as any to listen to what she has to say.
I don't think that's wise, T.
Well, what would you have me do?
It's the Pleasant's fault. They brought this on us. Use them as bargaining chip. Callahan wants them. Langley needs them. They're valuable. What? I hit on you? I told you had nice tits. What the fuck? What the fuck? You said yourself this was worth the risk? Yeah, for you, idiot. Worth the risk for you? Now you put us all in danger? I'm not cool with that. We're working the years to keep our family safe?
We're afraid. But then, what else is new? It's a paradox, being who we are. The hunter one night, the hunted another. Masters of the night, slaves to the dawn. Duality in everything. Mia, I understand your concern. I need you to trust me like you did before. This is my call. And ultimately, my responsibility. Give me shit about it later, and I'm sure you will.
Yeah, count on it. He smiles, gives a no bullshit look and points at you.
3 conditions. You come pick me up, personally, from the meeting spot. Anything goes sideways, it's your ass. Second, Mia comes with me. No two ways about it. 8 eyeballs in the meeting. 2 of you, 2 of us. Nobody else. Third, meeting is public, downtown. Someplace frequented by mortals. You see us taking anything fishy, we check the fuck out. And fuck you up as a message to Langley. Kind of not coming to that. Unlikable enough. He must have gotten his talents in you yet. Keep it up, you're in the same conclusion we did. In your own time.
I'll repeat your conditions to Sophie.
You do that. Best be on your way. Ask for me here when you need me. Bartender knows how to get in touch.
Mia walks to the door and accompanies you to your car. Listen, about what I said before? Yeah? I panicked. That's all it was. It was unfair. If anything, it's my fault. Angry with myself, and that makes me angry with you. See ya. Oh, that's kind of cute. Where she, like, feels the need to apologize, and then is like, I don't want to apologize. I approve and appreciate. She welcomes you as openly as ever. Excited to see for what news you might bring. Good evening, Raka. How is your task going? You have something for me, perhaps? It's done, but there'll be trouble. Trouble? Callahan forbade me from meeting Torque. Boss Callahan's grabbed me yesterday, forced me to meet with him. Very clear I cannot be seen talking to Torque, or have me killed, and I went and did it anyway. I appreciate your dedication. I really do. Sorry if you got hurt, but thank you for following through. Those are all fair enough. Don't worry about that Mia character. At least she's trustworthy. I mean, she's irrational and she makes decisions very, very quickly. But other than that, she's fine. Met some anarchs over the past few nights. One of the more agreeable ones. The place. In the Hudson Yards, the vessel. Tours visit the place. But if you go out there after midnight... in there tomorrow night, look for me near the top level. They did ask me to pick the spot. It's public and in the open. They should love it. Pick them up at midnight, drive them to the midtown. That's the plan. Waiting for as long as it takes. Alright. I could... Aww! Yeah, her little, like, mind control power is so on point. Not that inspired. She smiles. A figure of speech, darling. Or at least it is tonight. A few nights from now, who knows? I am growing fond of you. Success whets my appetite for these kinds of things. The sexual tension of the room becomes unbearable, so it suddenly dissipates. It's another one of Sophie's tricks, or an actual spark of arousal in both of your undead bodies. Suddenly feel the blood flow for a short moment. Hoping you're going to take you by surprise. Didn't think you could do that anymore. Use the rest of the night well. You've been a day's sleep away from shaking the city awake. Well, then we finish up Dead End Blues. There ain't no cure for the dead end blues. Make your way up the stairs. You notice that D'Angelo's office is surprisingly quiet. Very something akin to a scene from The Exorcist, with Santa bouncing out curses and a companion sprinkling her with whatever it is vampires use for holy water. Instead, you open the door is the picture of Serenity. The girl, also called with the aura, sitting calmly, as fixed on the page is some pulpy detective novel. Detective? Angel seems to be looking over some files, puffing his usual brand of cigar. Seeing no trace of Lars, you assume must have gone back to his family. Into the presence, the vampire detective leans back in his chair and gives you a tired look.
Hey there, kid. Glad you could make it.
Is she actually reading?
She's not dumb, just really fucking scattered. Gotta give her something to focus on. Seemed to be working, calmed her down, at the very least. As to how much she actually got out of the riveting narrative, well, your guess is as good as mine.
This game has a lot to do with, like, Pulp Fiction. Because you had, like, the young adult vampire novel, and now these pulpy detective novels.
Anyway, I'm going over these case files, mulling over our options. Surprised to say, they all suck donkey dick. But how we go about this, somebody gets fucked over. Her, Larson, us.
We have case files?
Hey, say what you will about me, but I take my work seriously. Faithful assistant, you should too. So here's what we do. 1. We grab Santa, take her to Elysium, take a case for her to Prince Panard. 2. Get Valerie to back off by feeding her the dirt I got on Larson. 3. We try and get Santa out of the city. Come on. You hear the thoughts bounce around your head from over here. Out with it.
Yeah, you get her out of the city, then what for us?
Yeah, I just ain't gonna let her lose another state and forget about it. That's the people up north. People I can trust. Be able to help her out. At least keep her safe and make sure she doesn't do anything stupid.
Isn't Elysium a death sentence?
Pretty much. But not quite. Honest with Panard, I'd be able to convince her to spare Santa's life. Prince isn't much a hard ass as she would like someone like her to be. and avoid further alienating the Dustborn community. That said, we run into Kadir, we're good as fucked.
It's not my choice to make.
I've been at it all day, mulling it over, and all I got for my trouble is a splitting headache. Asking for my honest opinion, just pick one and make a case. In the Elysium, your life for Larson's, or sneak out of town.
Elysium seems like the best choice. I don't know what Larson's crime is. Getting out of the city just leaves us at the crosshairs. Elysium seems no reasonable thing to do.
And the cruelest. Or at least the most risky. If you can't convince Panhard to give Santa a shot, the girl's as good as dead.
Then let's be convincing.
So be it. Fuck. Do me a favor, watch for a few minutes, okay? I'll make some arrangements. But not like with a phone. Because you know, that would make me a naughty boy. Which I'm clearly not.
In the office, across the windows, you see him instantly go for his clamshell phone. Does it really make a difference at this point? Turn to the girl who sells a note in the book. Hell of a week, huh? Look, and her eyes glaze over. Hell. Angela back in the room.
Alright, call a friend of mine who works at the art hole. Friends are there right now in her private quarters. Have to figure out a way to get an audience.
Walks over to Santa and grabs up beside her. Being softly takes the book out of her hands and gently strokes her head.
Hey, darling. Just listen very carefully. I'm on a little trip, okay? Stay quiet, stay close to me.
And cello?
Close enough.
Oh, D'Angelo? You get her a smile creeps on her face. Close to happy as you've seen her. Gift? Not hurt? D'Angelo returns her smile.
You're welcome.
There's you putting a serious face back on and say it's go time. Our whole welcomes you with its unusual weirdness. Grotesqueries masquerading as contemporary art. As on your mind, those three of you make your way through the crowd of usual suspects. D'Angelo gestures to the lone figure. Turns out to be Sophie. She approaches and raises an eyebrow, taking an especially long look at Santa. And here I thought nothing in this world could surprise me anymore. Mind telling me what it is you're doing here? D'Angelo nods courteously.
We're here to see Prince Panhard. Suppose you could help us get an audience?
I think you confused me with the Prince's Herald. An honest mistake in this lighting. A harpy? And when there's secrets, share them with others? Harpies were originally negative epithet. Some wear it with pride. Wish you all luck. From what I've heard, this prince is not accepting visitors. It's a matter of life and death. Well, I'm pushing it. In my vanity, although appreciated, won't work this time. Like I said, the prince does not want to be disturbed.
Perhaps I can help?
Over to Angela, she's frozen in place. There's a single muscle. This is bad. Very bad. Keeping things casual, Kadir tips an imaginary hat to your general direction. This is Sana. You notice his expression sour, ever so slightly.
Perhaps this is a conversation best held in private. Follow me.
Before leaving, he nods at Sophie.
Langley.
Kadir? Then you glance over to D'Angelo. He doesn't even acknowledge you. Anyway, you follow Kadir into the small backstage area. There he stops and addresses you once more.
It's good to see you, D'Angelo. It's been a while since you last showed your face around here. And I see you've brought friends. So help it we skip the unnecessary drama. You two leave without incident, while I take care of our thin-blood guest.
She can be helped? You don't have to do this. She can still be helped?
Maybe, maybe not. But that ship sailed a long time ago. It ends tonight with me.
One of the things that this scene does that I absolutely love, this easel in the foreground totally looks like samurai swords.
It doesn't have to be. Just let us talk to Panhard. That is Prince Panhard to you, D'Angelo. And no, your hellbrain scheme isn't going to work. What exactly do you think was going to happen? Bring a duskborn with a bloodhunt on her head to my doorstep and what? Hope the prince stays my cruel hand?
Move.
Honestly, I thought you were smarter than that. I promised to make it quick, painless. This is as much as you'll get, so don't push it.
I mean, legitimately, I'm not putting myself into Kadir's bullseye for, like, helping someone with a blood hunt get out of the city. I'm not selling out someone who didn't do anything. Like, I know he's got dirt, but who doesn't? He had nothing to do with this. I've gotten less easily swayed by feminine wiles over the last few years. And with that, he turns to Sana, where she grows softer, almost kind, pushed her by the hand gently, an inkling of violence in his demeanor.
Come, my child. You have been very brave. The pain is almost over.
Pain over? In turn, she looks at you and D'Angelo as the sheriff walks her out of the room. And he looks broken, as if something inside him just snapped. Look at you, he utters under his breath.
I killed her.
You did your best? You drew the line at sacrificing others for her actions?
Nice catchphrase, kid. Should have it printed on a fucking t-shirt.
A moment of awkward silence ensues.
I just really thought I could save her, you know?
And I would say you lift your head and pat him on the back. Stop yourself mid-motion. Somehow it doesn't seem like the right thing to do. Leave the art rally and head back to the Red Hook. Or you keep thinking about Sana, whether now is the exact moment Kadir brings her final death. It's not a pleasant journey. Slowly, clumsily, make your way back to the grain terminal. No words are spoken, no bad jokes made, no monologues muttered, and no smiles exchanged. There's only silence and vacant stares. Okay, this is going to date me terribly, but I just had a flashback to fucking Transformers Beast Wars, and the only Transformer that died in that show as far as I know. But at the end he just said, his last ode was, speak my tale and tell it truthfully, full of the bad parts and all of the good, and let me be judged accordingly. The rest is silence. It's called Transformers Beast Wars. It was a show in, I want to say, the 90s. That's like the only thing I remember about it. Other than that, and the Scorpion Lady was hot. I know, that was so... I remember after I watched it, I went to my mom and was like, is this from Shakespeare? Because it felt like something from Shakespeare. And she said it did sound like something from Shakespeare. It kind of reminded her of the Tomorrow, Tomorrow, Tomorrow speech. I also love the easiest way to get Rod to talk again is to make a reference to, like, cartoons. If you don't know the Tomorrow, Tomorrow, Tomorrow speech, because I'm a freaking nerd, in, is it Macbeth or Hamlet? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Macbeth. Goes, Rod, don't kill me. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow reaps this petty pace from day to the last hour of appointed time. And all our yesterdays have lit the fools the way to dusty death? Out? Out, brief candle? Life is a shadow? A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more? It is a tale told by an idiot? Full of sound and fury? Symbolizing nothing? That? It's actually funny. I'm going to give a throwback to, I don't know specifically, but that when I watched that affected me very, very deeply in a way that nothing else actually did until I finished Persona 3. Persona 3 was another one that when I finished the game, I just fucking stopped playing games for a week because I needed time to fucking process that game. At the stairs to Angela's office, you can feel the tension rising. You can tell the moldy sleuth has reached a breaking point. The office and leans against his cluttered desk. Are you gonna be okay? It leans over and sweeps all his stuff off the desk. Notepads, bits of paper. It's like a cheap imitation of an antique lamp. Doesn't stop there. He grabs his heavy filing cabinet and knocks it over. The once quiet office turns into a heap of crumpled paper and broken furniture. In the last mere seconds, you need to watch it feels like forever. He stops and looks at the ceiling. It's hard to tell if he's had enough or simply run out of stuff to throw around. As he stands there, slowly gaining composure, one object scattered on the floor catches your eye. Small paperback novel. The one you saw Santa reading earlier tonight must have landed there. Pick it up in huge letters. On the cover it reads The Longest Night and Other Stories. Small caption. Underneath reads another collection of stories by Gianni D'Angelo Saga. He made himself... I mean, this sounds super Nosferatu to do. What the actual fuck? Over immediately drawn on the picture back cover, for lack of flaky skin and distorted features, you'd say the guy looks very familiar. Next to the picture, Reginald Finch. Even knowing where to start, it's going to say D'Angelo, or whatever his name is one step ahead of you.
Yeah, that's me in the picture. Reggie fucking Finch. I haven't seen him in a while. Wasn't planning to.
You took on the name of your character?
Or hate it's more than that. Sorta became him. The Reggie Finch was a pushover. Small-time journalist, a wannabe writer. He'd never survive out there. The Coteries of New York.
It's the title!
Gianni D'Angelo, on the other hand. Honestly, it sorta happened. This was the only way I could make sense of it all.
So the awkward thing? This was me for a brief period where I became Fusion.
I mean, to wake up looking like this, unless you're in life and all you were gone forever, can't really blame me for trying to make it interesting.
No, this is who you are now. To some extent, open and act in front of others. We make up characters, idealized versions of ourselves. Don't get me wrong, it's still weird, but it's not that weird. Angelo. For a moment, he seemed to be mulling over what you just told him. Picks up the ashtray off the floor. In the ashes, he finds a mangled half-finished cigar. Nothing lights up. There's flame reflecting the shades. He smiles ever so slightly.
Thanks, kid. Tell you what, take the rest of the night off. Need some time to get my shit in order. What's wrong with this office? Some dumb asshole's made a hell of a mess of it. I'll be seeing ya.
And his thoughts? No way to be sure, but you have a feeling he's gonna be alright. And here we go into what I assume is the conclusion. This is not your haven. You have space, trying to move your arms, find they're tied to your body, barely bend your legs, try and stretch your neck, you hit a cold ceiling. Can't quite believe it, but is it a coffin? Or something close enough to it? Vibrates slightly. You can't hear any sounds coming from outside. It's entirely dark. Hey, what the hell is this? No answer. Voice reverberating in the small, metallic space. Not sure what else you expected. Is this bad? Something containers moving slightly. One of silence, an instinct male voice. The lid comes off. Well, hello? Dr. Pav Elmire. LMCIA? I really like I love her setup. I've got a few courses like this. Ah, all my friends.
Tell me who hit the jackpot.
Okay, let's get the fuck out of here. This is advised even more so in these circumstances. You realize the immediate danger and follow your companions out of the car and down the street in the North Bronx. Let's crash into another car. In your face, that of Kaiser's ghoul, Jackie, stumbles out of the wrecked sedan and slinks into the darkness before you can call after him. But you jog away towards the line of trees. They shelter in some branches. Your chopper approaching. Searchlight illuminates the wrecked van. Keep a low profile. Hold your fire, Raka. And Angelo, he's not there. Must be his disappearing trick again. 1 second to make your move before the spotlight finds you. See no better option, find the nearest bush and dive right under it. It's the best part thing to do, but you have to trust your gut. Illumination passes only inches from you. It's just a pattern of light on the ground. Trees block a good portion of it. Doesn't dwell. Like they spotted you or any of your companions. Helicopter flies on. There's light frantically moving through the vicinity. Can once again appear in your proximity. What? Why is she a fucking covert operative? 18's in position. Perimeter's clear. Gonna move up when the Inquisition shows up again. It's like she has shock troops under her. Should I have the fucking Vader theme going on? What the fuck is going on? Angelo? I came out for a ride, Kay?
Cited a number on you. When you got raided and they took you for a ride upstate. A facility somewhere out of town, not a place you want to be. I mean, most, Miss Kaiser who contacted us and let us know.
About Sophie, is she safe?
Kid, I've run the game for years. I'm sure she's doing just fine. Slipping gourmet blood off expensive glass or whatever that fancy broad does.
What? Time out? Cavalry's here? Had a chance to peek into Kaiser's limos? If the old fart had good ideas about moving a data fortress, I'm about to steal them. As a familiar car stops nearby, back door opens. Your allies usher you inside to join you. The mobile fortress never felt like a relief until now.
Hello, fledgling. Miss me?
Yep, actually.
Ah, that's sweet. Hate to break it to you, but I didn't take a sudden liking to you. I'm here on business.
Quite on brand.
You'd know a thing or two about that, wouldn't you, detective? You are here only because I told your buddies what you were neck deep in shit. The van you are in, one-way ticket to Hertzville, Pennsylvania. I broke you out as a favor. Now you owe me. Big. Oh, what's so funny, little jester?
Hertzville? Pennsylvania?
You like it?
Yeah. It's literally the funnest thing I've ever heard. Did I use net where you workshop these bits with other ancient demons?
Everyone's a critic.
How'd you know?
That a piss poor attempted at... No? Got eyes on you ever since the little job you did for me in No Leader. Now the chase, I needed you for something else. I had to know your comings and goings.
Guess the rumors are true. All the fart is surprisingly good at keeping up with information flow. Spider's probably top 3.
Gee, thanks, sugar. To be fair, you're probably in the top 10. Just keep at it. I've got a good idea why the SI hit you, Raka. Not that there aren't tons of good reasons for it. It might have been one of these, for instance. Screen's casual car flicker, each of them now shows a short loop clip. It's you getting into a fight, beating, using one of your powers. You haven't exactly kept a low profile. I get it, you're new. You didn't know better, yada 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 blah blah. Shut up! The fact is, SI has tons of the stuff. Security camera footage, YouTube videos posted by onlookers, social media posts for your victims, you name it. Like I said, I don't think any of these did you in. Slip-ups happen.
Not you, though, right? I always wondered.
You drive a pompously luxurious limo in New York City and not get caught. You know what killed the cat, don't you, Mr. Finch? The vampiric rat!
This is why I can't be a professional voice actress, because I would just do that. Joe freezes, scratches his face, appears to the other Nosferatu.
Well, do you? Stop showing your upholstery and answer. Or should I use your given name as well?
Yeah, I know why the cat croaked.
You would, wouldn't you? But I enjoy tampering your overinflated ego. We're near our destination, so I think we'll move on. Yes, I kept to use you walking and talking, Raka. Just a hypothesis of mine. For that, you need to finish what you were tasked to do. So first things first. Here.
Who is this? It's me, Sophie. I mean, not that I'm saying I'm Sophie. It's me, comma, Sophie. Oh, that's fine. Anything fun happened in your game, Malby? What amazing adventures did you go on? Raka? Are you okay?
They are fine and dandy, my dear.
Guys, what are you doing?
What do you think? It's my phone. So gotta keep it snappy. Your network ain't cheap. Come on, Raka, spit it out.
Kaiser saved me from SI? SI? That's what I feared. Listen, the plan, we need to do it tonight. This is involved, and you broke out. We're looking for you. We can't meet in public. Don't mind, but Kaiser, you still listening?
Would I tell you if I wasn't?
Well, this number from where you visited before we last spoke. I'll come pick you up.
And that's that.
I love how Sophie's trying to be secretive like Kaiser doesn't already know. James Cameron of Nightcore? Riddles, 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 secrets, secrets, secrets. Can a girl get a hint?
Yeah, you never did tell me what kind of work you did for Langley.
Don't play coy, D'Angelo. Have to figure it out at some point. I'll plenty of time to compare notes if you let our mutual acquaintance continue with their night. And just with a damn, your next stop is right about here.
Checked by Sanguine over several waves of expendable scouting parties, but that clued into them having a scrying spell, and took steps to disable that, so they stopped sending waves. We arrested in the from attack after they reassessed our tactics.
Well, need me to kick you out?
How do you know about this place?
Might have mentioned before, I mean, shit is kind of my business, you know? Plus, you didn't exactly make it much of a secret now, did ya?
I drove around for 2 hours to throw off tails.
The clock is ticking. I think I know what Sophie wants you to do tonight, and if I'm right, it's the last chance you've got. Want to say bye to your buddies before you go? That's fine by me. That schedule of yours is pretty hectic.
Say your goodbyes. I was hoping we'd actually get a scene. Kitty? Feels strange. The only last moments together. Shake off that feeling. Have other things to worry about. How come the mage didn't come to help me? We were friends. We were buds. Turn around, make your way to the bar. The door closes behind you, and Kaiser's limo starts moving again. Your parents won't have to pay too high a price for helping you. Are you on your way? Yes, we have about 15 minutes. If I torque, if he's not there, then move quickly. There's anybody right now? You serve the special stuff?
The special reserve? So I can only serve that to the narrow selection of my owner's friends.
I am one of his friends?
It's a list, you're not on the list. It hasn't changed for a while now.
Interesting without Mia? Without Mia? He tips his hat to you, puts his hand on the bleary-eyed patron's shoulder and says something to him. Under his breath, they both laugh.
Marty, how's the night going?
Quite enough, sir.
Just how you like it, huh? Well, we're here for a reason. Let's hear it. Well, this isn't what I agreed to. Raka, care to explain?
We kind of had to improvise. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance. I believe Raka already told you why I'm here.
Not in any detail. So much as of our meeting, we're supposed to be different. So, Miss Langley, tell me why I shouldn't ask you to leave and catch your protege while I'm at it.
You will like what I have to say.
Yeah, I've heard that line 100 times. But 99 of those ended with someone getting hurt.
We're wasting time. The opportunity we should take advantage of. Have an hour or so to discuss it.
Wait a goddamn minute. First of all, I'm not going anywhere without Mia. That was the deal. Secondly, it's Rocco who's supposed to do the driving, not your servant.
Both serve me, so it's really a little difference. So it's changed and we had to adapt. Don't be stubborn. Foolishness does not suit you. I have a secure spot in mind where we can talk.
I'm going to stop you right there. My conditions were clear. I hear you want to break each one of them. There's no reason at all to play any of this. I believe I'll be staying put tonight. You got places to be, right?
Torque, you're throwing away the only chance you have at challenging Callahan. Don't be a fool.
Call me a fool one more time, woman. And that's not the only thing I'm going to be throwing.
I mean, honestly, look. Tell your driver to walk back. I'll drive the car. You and Mia and the three of you sit in the back. It's fine. Sophie, Torque's right. This does sound like a setup. I wonder if you either in this situation.
See, that's the game in a nutshell. You obey them to the letter or they put you in your place.
I don't have any time for this charade. Stay here, both of you. That's what you want to do. I was thinking, what was I thinking about my reputation for you, Raka? Feel someone tugging you in the back? Thrown behind a bar? More shots ring out, bottles break, and the TV shatters to pieces. The wooden bar splinters. Comes back, they go on deaf, because suddenly the room is silent. Beside you, Marty, the bartender. We stand there, starting to tell her. There's a little hole in her leg. She's like the heart of a supernova, enticing, unavoidable, beautiful, and terrifying. Of the 8 operatives, a private military force just standing there. Torque, you still there? Can I show your guests some hospitality? I've gone a blink of an eye. He appears next to one of the soldiers. As operative's head disappears a puff of bone and blood. Things happen to the second, the third. Bears go off the other shoulders. Panic voices pleading for them to wake up. Cat! Cat! What's happening? It's too late. 6 man is beheaded. So he's just Torque's bare-fisted punch. Stops by the 7th man, rips something off his neck and bites down.
What the fuck?
Hey, over here?
comfy down there? Lonely?
Wash a mouth of blood and looks at him. Interesting.
The beating's still an item? I'll take it.
Okay. Side thing. This is just so funny. So, the way that this, I'm in the basement right now. And over on the wall, you have an old splitter that's mounted up there. It stopped working a while ago, actually. And when it stopped working, I had to plug the incoming cable directly into the router, which is okay. It's actually designed for cable, not internet, technically. And so I don't need the cable going anywhere else in the house. I have Netflix, so whatever. But because of that, there's a cable wire that just kind of hangs down near the cat perch, and the cat was just staring at it. Oh yeah, I don't know Obfuscate, but that does seem like Celerity, where it's just like punching heads off before anyone can react.
Drink up, Marty. It'll make you feel better. The hell out of here and wait for Mia. She's coming and she'll know what to do. Yeah, coming. Take the back door. Come on.
Who drives away casually, as if this was just another late night drive, for the crowning of a desperate, complicated evening. So we arranged to alter into Laura's apartment in Manhattan's Upper West Side. And the vampire who owned it left the city a few years ago. We spared keys to a few trusted compatriots. It's been used sporadically since. You like it? It's always felt too modern for my tastes. What's important is that it's secure.
As long as nobody follows your car here, or the fledgling. Trouble follows this one wherever they go.
That's the case. We have very little time to conduct our business. Yeah, I'm not mouthing off again. On Thursday, the boss Callahan is bloodbound to Prince Painhard. Torque sucked the air loudly.
That's an accusation and a half there. Got proof?
No, but we're just a boat ride away from getting it. Raka, the address I procured from Kaiser was the meeting spot for Painhard and the Baron's regular sharing of blood and other. Even the cat was like, meow.
Wait, Kaiser knew about this?
Is there anything that insufferable clump of dead skin doesn't know? He knows things, but only shares them if you pay. The Prince or Callahan can touch him. He's too useful. Kaiser says saving me was in his interest. Keep walking, kitty. Keep walking, kitty. It's an interesting point. Kaiser might be as interested in shaking up the status quo as we are. Chaotic landscape makes for a great market for him, unlike the static one.
Not much like playing in that creep's hands. At least now I know that I'm doing it. The devil you know and all that.
Working on Ellis Island. Their next scheduled meeting starts in just at around half an hour. See proof for yourself. I can make sure too. And so I have an extra pair of eyes for Panhard. Consider when I present my ultimatum. Prince must abandon her seat in New York City. She can go wherever she pleases, but if she stays, the entire court will know. The next print might not look so favorably on our past. Dealing with the Anarchs, especially so closely, is punishable offense in the Camarilla, as I'm sure you've heard.
So I did. What exactly are you trying to accomplish here? Say you remove Panhard and even remove Callahan. Then what?
Do you ever wonder why Callahan keeps you in check? Because I've wondered why the Prince condemns Anarchs during her visits to Elysium and allow the Ivory Tower to challenge you. She, or they, have engineered the status quo not for the good of their sex, but for private gain. It was all in line Listen to hold on to power that much longer.
And your goal is what? Make this Cold War turn hot? Not a great plan. You cameos get your butt kicked out of New York City in no time.
You anarchist band that organize, which I doubt you will. At any rate, that's a risk I'm willing to take. Don't stand alone in this. Our operation's been years in the making. Torque, offering the chance to square things with Callahan, level the playing field, get rid of these two, and start at equal footing at the next stage of his dance macabre. Aren't you copying the same status quo? Well, for one, I don't expect to engage in physical congress with Torque to seal the deal.
Fair enough. I understand your intention. Alliance of convenience. Ceasefire for common benefit. Did I get that right?
Exactly. So you see, Raka, it's nothing like the current arrangement.
You know, all these years spent in Callahan's shadow, being part of all the kindred dick-measuring contests, to expect a ruse, some ploy to kill me. Or inherent paranoia talking. My gut tells me it's time to get this show started. I do hope you've got a boat nearby.
Of course. It's waiting for us by the pier. If you leave the apartment and walk towards the pier, those who followed you, get a small patrol boat and double time it through the Hudson's cold, dark water. A place in New York City where the prince and the baron can meet. Some Ellis Island, a landmark with a dark past, a museum on one hand, a piece of history on the other. Leave the boat and make your way to the southern part of the island. They know here to bring tourist attractions on the northern side. The resistance, a night guard, helicopter flying overhead, maybe an NYPD patrol boat, but nothing. The island's completely deserted. This guy sets Sophie on edge. She's moving as quietly as subtly as ever. She's eager to reach the particular house where intel pointed out. Torque is following suit, only determined, finding his piercing gaze all over. She's clearly uncertain this isn't some kind of con. Finally, you see it, light coming from a window in one of the buildings near the edge of the island. If you slowly get closer to the building, take a look inside the window. There it is, Callahan, kneeling in front of the prince, sucking on Payneard's wrist. Both are fully clothed, which is a small blessing. Torque makes his move before Sophie can stop him. He bursts through the building's doors. Very quickly, Torque grabs Callahan by the shoulders and throws him through the still open door. He hits the ground hard. Torque appears on top of him and starts punching.
You fucker! You piece of shit!
Stop! I don't remember Payneard's voice. I haven't seen her in 3 episodes. He's hold for long enough to make Torque relent. Baron uses for the fullest, to off himself and tries to bite down. Prince, fall off your lapdog. Mainly, what's the meaning of this? Arms break apart, both wounded. Neither's quite done yet. Look at each other with pure hatred.
Kill the bitchelin! But leave the fledgling to me. Right after I deal with this shit stain, I'm gonna...
A shrill, unpleasant laugh fills the air. You know who it belongs to? Oh god, what is his voice? I'd forgotten who Arturo was.
So entertaining. Truly, it feels almost a shame to break up this spectacle, but alas.
Thomas?
Fuck is this joker? Ah, yes, I don't think we've met. Although I did hear a lot about you, Mr. Torque. My name is Thomas Arturo, and I...
Cal uses this moment of certainty to strike. Still too slow for Torque. He throws the boss onto the lawn to exchange blows once again.
Ahem. Helen, will you be so kind as to ask your friend not to hurt our guests too much?
Callahan, don't kill him. And now it's 3v3? I don't remember. I know he's someone that is very unpleasant, but is useful, and so is part of the court. Some Callahan comes on top, grabs Torque in an iron hole. He struggles but can't quite break away.
I will not be denied, Ellen. Not this time.
You will do as I command?
And she will do as I command her, Douglas.
Oh, that's interesting. So power behind the throne here?
Like I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted. I feel like I need to break up this little spectacle. It's been going on for much too long. You think you're so smart, Langley? You and your clique? Figured out there was something fishy going on all on your own. But you were always working with just a piece of the puzzle. Wasn't she, Raka?
I don't know what he's talking about.
What of course you don't. Of course, how could you? Only I knew. And your sire. They're the one who agreed to embrace you after some negotiations.
You're screaming a curse? It's Callahan, whose arm has been nearly ripped off his body. Torque breaks out of the Baron's grasp but doesn't continue the attack. Dead in the edge of the water in the blink of an eye and disappears in the Hudson. Only trace left of his fedora.
Another actor going off script at the very end. No matter. Let him bring some amusement now. The production is almost wrapped up.
Maybe his allies. He'll tell everyone of this.
Ellen, even if we naively assume his nights aren't numbered, now that he's in the SI's sights, the show must go on one way or the other. It won't hurt to encourage leaks and speculation.
I saved you? I don't know anything.
Langley, what happened to your self-esteem? You can't really think a simple neonate has outplayed you. This obvious act is your way of groveling for mercy? You thought being an expert chess player would always be enough. Have I realized people at the top simply flip the chessboard over and punch you in the face when they don't like how the game is going?
Okay, I kind of love that analogy. Translation: let the Wookiee win. Emotions remaining kindred.
But the thing is, you weren't even adept at playing the game. You knew, Raka. Just another pawn, placed on the board by my associate. You thought they were your piece since you took them in. Who gave you that idea?
Return of the night you were judged by Prince Paynard? Woman in red, Sophie? Someone speaking to a man in glasses? The man standing before you now? This is cruel. We know what's going to happen. If only someone would speak up for the poor child. They could be a useful tool for the Camarilla.
Of course. Those are not the words you heard, were they? No. You're already grasping for some opportunity to further your scheme. But I put the bait out and you took it. Hook, line, and sinker. After that, it was only a matter of time before you started using Raka as your errand girl. No one's quite as easy to track and monitor as a naive fledgling just learning the ropes.
What is it you want?
What do I want?
I love how the prince is just fucking standing there like...
Oh boy, the answer's so simple, but so hard to put into words. Unstable stability. Cutting-edge tales of thrills and intrigue that push it to the limit. Then, return you to the tried and tested status quo. Gently. Infallibly. Think of it as a sitcom. Fun, rambunctious adventure that returns for the next episode to start right where the last left off. But they can come in any order. Every episode returns to the same point. Like Providence. System full of distractingly moving parts which simulate conflict so convincingly, users never feel the need to direct their energy towards upsetting the system. Achieving the eternal through the disposable, building a city that's like the ship of Theseus, constantly changing its parts, yet always maintaining the same purpose, serving the same goal at all times. A large-scale infrastructure that has something like an exhaust system for the spirit. Something that disperses the toxicity around, of concentrating it to a single place.
None of what you're saying makes the slightest bit of sense. Artero's momentarily stopped his tracks, stares at the sky for a few moments before a sad grin appears on his face.
Spoken like someone who's never really had what it takes to make it in the big leagues.
The article stab of his fingers gives a last sentence a sense of finality. Something has changed in the air. You swear you saw a shadow move behind Sophie.
Goodbye, Sophie.
A disheveled woman with what looks like garden shears appears behind Sophie. Fucking Scissor Man? Scissor Lady showed up from Clock Tower? Stop. This year's snip? So red hair conceals her face? It's her okay, I even used my powers to try and change that. Silence. Arturo's oh my and the background noise stops? Arturo's unpleasant laughter erupts right next to you.
Oh, Raka, your career is moving upwards at a breakneck pace. Moving up and up and up. Let me congratulate you on your promotion.
Are you going to kill me too?
That was the plan. At some point. But I've had a change of heart since then. Eileen, feel free to leave us and take the burn with you.
Thomas, I don't think you should.
Shush, you're just being jealous. Adelaide, escort the prince and dear old Douglas, please.
Who the fuck is Adelaide? Am I supposed to know her? Sure thing, darling. You're left alone next to Sophie's body. With a look, it's hard to ignore the lithe frame decomposing in front of your eyes.
Congratulations, you've won this little game. You set out on a suicide mission. Successfully brought down the power-hungry wannabe tyrant, even if it probably wasn't the way you imagined. Now you're free to enjoy paradise again. Life after death, immortality, eternal youth. What they don't tell you, of course, living in paradise is inherently sinful, and not everyone can partake. But you have time to learn how to live with sin, don't you?
He has a melancholic look at the city skyline surrounding him, the Statue of Liberty and the lights of Manhattan shimmering in the distance.
You know, New York taught me to believe in fate. My unlife began right here. It began with utter despair. My first instinct was to drown myself in books, keep reading and reading, until literature gave me the peace and wisdom I needed to go on. To put my mind anywhere but here.
Cat, do not knock my drink over. Move! You're in trouble now?
Personally, I find reading a silly hobby, in retrospect. I always had this minuscule hope the next sentence I'd read could bring me salvation. But it never did. Only gave me fuel for this elevated, righteous, intellectual suffering. The more I read, the easier it was for me to boil every paragraph down to a power relationship, the characters' influence over each other, the writer trying to impress the reader, etc., etc., etc. The strings everyone pulled started to look like strands, to weave into the fabric of fate. And once I saw its beauty, I got teary-eyed. My architect instincts kicked into overdrive. I didn't have to submit to fate. All I had to do was cooperate and wait for my time to shine. Give my input wherever needed until it trusted me to do more.
Miss Cecil was left to Sophie, raised glass with an elegant cloth from his pocket, and it did.
Fate let me look after the city. With my architect's tools, I started quietly shaping the streets and corridors, while Kaiser and his ilk shaped the information flow. And among many tools this process gave me, one of them It's a way to reliably come up with useful agents like you. The methods I used were crude at times, but the route was there. All you had to do was follow it.
Okay, I'm enjoying, really enjoying voicing him. Unfortunately, the monologue's getting too long. I'm getting too far away from my voice. So I have to stop and talk to you guys for a second.
Some people write rulebook passages. Others plan city arteries. In the end, the effect is the same. You plan or you follow.
He puts on the glasses and gives you a long, hard look.
You know, you did well. I've grown fond of you. Even when that idiot Callahan tipped the Inquisition off, you still got out. I like that kind of resourcefulness. I can use that kind of resourcefulness. Take my blood. Just enough we can start off on the right foot. Sign of good faith. A sign you're ready to play in the big leagues. Ready to behold the sights I've prepared for you. What do you say, Raka?
Who was a Malk? Wait, was that person at the end a girl? Or do you mean the prince was a Malk? Yeah, very dark ending. I'm the eternal puppet, always at the strings of my better, never able to escape. Or am I? Oh, Adelaide? I thought you were talking about... I thought you were talking about the guy that I was voice acting for like 20 minutes? Thank you, Rod. Rod, hopefully you enjoyed my voice acting. Hopefully it wasn't too embarrassing. Rod is such a good voice actor. Legit. Like, if I ever finish my novel, I am, like, hiring Rod to read it. Except probably not, because that's a lot of work. Problem is, last time I mentioned my novel, I was 2 chapters in. Now I'm a chapter and a half in. I got a different idea and I made a different novel. I got the writing bug and I wrote 2 chapters of a novel, decided I didn't like where it was going, and started a different novel and wrote a chapter and a half, and haven't touched it in a while either. I keep changing to variations of the same premise. Oh, thank you. Okay, so now it is time to find out what we're playing next. Give me a second to go ahead and get everything set up. Enjoy the hype vid and then the intro video, and I will be back momentarily. All right. Here we go. Representing our solo queue, games that will be played because they are either the end of the series or a game that just is not part of a series. Representing Dishonored, Death of the Outsider, the end of the Dishonored trilogy. Emily Caldwin. I love how just like... Okay, I never changed it from Dishonored 2, but I've obviously already played Dishonored 2.
I can't watch this entrance. I heard this one backstage talking up their own work non-stop.
I love just how regal and commanding she is. She's just like, yes, I'm here, worship me.
Good. Let's see what they've got there.
I also love her because some of these I download because if someone's already done an amazing version of a character, I don't see a reason to go like reinvent the wheel. But this one is entirely me.
On her face, she knows how to prove herself in the women's division.
You can probably tell that I did it by the fact that she's not sexualized. Just saying. This is a Royal Rumble, yep. Instead of having a queue, I just let the 8 games that are possibilities fight it out. Honestly, I just like creating things. Now, I will warn you, this... Oh, God. So, I didn't actually have any, music for Stray. But Stray's the cat game, so it's Black Cat. And, of course, the song is the Ant Cat.
This caliber, this is why sports entertainment.
Now, I do have to warn you, I'm cheating a little bit, because there is one game I really want to play next. So, I kind of gave that fighter a little bit of a nudge, in terms of power. What, Malby? I feel a little bit bad about it, but at the same time I don't, because this is... Friday's my night. I could just declare I'm playing this next, and none of you can say anything about it. Don't you like the Nyan Cat? Game number 3 of 8. There are 8 games. Representing, I think it's called Idaken. It's a game series by the creators of the Suikoden series after Konami gave up Suikoden. Yeah, Ayuden. This one may have to be moved to the series queue eventually. There is another game coming out, but as of right now, there's only one game in the series, so it belongs here.
Loosen up, have a little fun, heck, maybe even lose a match once in a while. That is horrible advice. She certainly knows how to get a reaction, and she'll get an even bigger one when she wins this match.
I will mention this character, as far as I know, is not from Ayuden, but she is Ailey from Suikoden 2, and I love Suikoden. So since if this is by the same creators, I think it's fair. Series Q is every other Q. So last time, we Vampire the Masquerade won the series, which is why we just finished Vampires or Coteries of New York. So we go back and forth every other time. Representing Ori and the Will of the Wisp, that is Ori 2. It's Ori. This is also a Raka creation.
The WWE Universe more than ready to see this one start. This is going to be good.
I love the music in Ori so very much. Yeah, I know it's a cat. It's a cat girl that isn't sexualized. What the hell? What am I thinking? I love how timid Ori is. Ori's like, I'm just happy to be here. I don't want to hurt anyone. Okay, I think that's the 5th game. So number 6? Representing Shadowrun Dragonfall. Character from the first game, from Shadowrun Returns, I think it's called.
Just look at the swagger on display. I love it. Swagger. Really, Saxton? You know a number of people in the back just despise this superstar. Well, the WWE Universe clearly disagrees with you, Corey.
I love how like low-key aggressive she is, because that's Coyote to a T from the Shadowrun game.
Occasions, and I think she's planning on doing it again here tonight.
All right, game 7. Radio already knows. Representing Street Fighter 6, Yuri Han.
It is truly unbelievable to me that the crowd rallies behind someone so disingenuous, always making jokes on social media about the rest of the locker room.
I'm a Yuri main. Like, what? Who else would I be?
People who were called out deserve that hostility. Oh, wait till I show you what they said about you.
I will also just straight up tell you, Yuri's the one with the boost, because Street Fighter came out today. I want to play it, but I will abide by the rules of the tournament if she doesn't win, despite the fact that she's about 20% stronger than any of the other individual combatants. Number 8. I don't remember who this is. I didn't see her. Oh, that's right, Necro Barista.
From New York, battles the Queen. The tension building for this match is so thick you can cut it with a knife. A lot of drama involved with this one.
I love how she like is talking on a headpiece or something. She's like, don't talk to me. Oh, interesting. I mean, I do not know how to use Feng Shui Engine, which makes me a really bad juryman. I just like her normals. That's unfortunate. Mine can. Or at least you can play the beta. That better not change. I'll be mad.
It's this woman.
So here we go. Battle Royale. Last one in the thing wins. Because I don't want to be doing this for 30 minutes. Oh, there is one more. I forgot. Representing Metroid Dread, which I've had on my Switch for over a year and never actually played.
Few are as gifted in the ring as this performer. Wow, you are laying it on thick, Saxton. Don't worry, I'm sure they'll hear you when they watch this match 10 times before bed tonight. A competitor who is always laser focused on the competition. I expect.
So obviously you guys are like, Metroid is part of a series, what are you doing? I'm only intending to play Dread. I've played Super, I've played Prime 1. I didn't like other M's, so I'm not making a series playthrough of Metroid. But I own Dread, and I want to play Dread, so I'm going to play Dread. Once Samus actually gets around to winning.
And this battle royal is underway. Eliminations occur until there is only one superstar remaining. Michael, you need to have eyes in the back of your head during a match like this.
Man, she just keeps smacking Yuri in the back of the head.
Great counter.
Alright. They're squaring off into twos. We got a literal cat fight going on. Oh!
Oh, right to the leg.
That was the leg? Are you sure?
Foot just stomping down. Turning the tables there. Oh, one place knee. Right to the midsection. German suplex. Release. Blackout. Oh, strikes with a kick. And, oh, my God.
Oh, I've got a lot of people already down.
Right to the jaw.
Oh, I do love Prime. I actually own the, Trilogy Master Edition.
Right hand.
it's looking unlikely that Stray will be. Nope, Stray is out.
Reversal on top of reversal. Close fist connects.
And there goes Ayukin.
Ah, kick. Nasty kick. Oh, and a reversal. Drop kick. Sharp punch. Rolling elbow. Ooh-wee. Uh-oh. Headbutt. Nothing fancy there. Wicked forearm. Did you hear that thud? Strong kick.
Yeah, right now Strong or Stray.
That knee will take the wind right out of you. Kick gets caught.
They're getting in the way of each other. Okay, Jury is not doing as well as I thought she would,
Big right hand. Ooh.
but she's still in it.
Haymaker. Butterfly suplex.
I just love it how you can just immediately be like, okay, this is the... Now, you may not remember all of them, but I know every person and what game they are. And we just lost somebody. No, we didn't. We almost lost Shadowrun.
Oh, good night. Sorry. Uh-oh. This could be it.
Oh, it looks like Dishonor, Death of the Outsider. Outsider may get to live longer if Barista can get them out of there.
Punch lands.
All right, grinding that boot into her boob. It's boo on boo action.
Really wrenching it. Oh, man.
Still 6 of them in the ring.
Hello.
Why is it called a ring when it's a square?
On the mark. Drop kick. Beautiful. Power slam. Downward spiral. Punch connects.
All right, it looks like Ori may be out of luck. No, Barista leaves Ori alone. Barista's like, I like Ori. Ori's cute.
Bad situation here.
Well, Sam is getting double teamed. That's a thing I didn't think I would run into outside of fan fiction.
See a tap. Oh. She's in the ring now. Start counting, Saxton. 1, 2, 3. We could be here all day. Power.
I love the show off.
Looking for the back suplex. No. Ooh. Turns
Yeah, Ori is adorable.
right to the back. A third. Turning the tables. Vicious combination of strikes.
Man, I'm actually surprised it's taken so long for a third person to go out.
Oh, man, right to the esophagus. Kick to the back.
Okay, it looks like Barista may be on their last legs.
A big kick to the back.
Yuri's just trying. Yep, okay, Barista is gone. We're not playing Necro Barista next.
That'll crop some teeth. Things not going how she'd like. Knee right to the midsection. Rolling elbow. Woo-wee. Trying to chop her down with a low kick. Sequence of reversals there. Cinches up the arm and it. She's getting herself in the zone, but she shouldn't hesitate much.
Ori.
Kick lands.
Don't show off right now.
Harlem side kick.
Okay, Samus goes ahead and just like
Both wrists
roundhouses Yuri.
nasty. Set up in the corner of the ring.
I don't know if it's Yuri or Jury.
Oh, knee to the breadbasket. Oh, what a kick.
Where's the breadbasket exactly?
Uh-oh, watch out. Double Russian leg sweep.
Okay, yeah, Jury is not looking too hot. She's like, leave me alone, ow!
Feast your eyes. Night-night. Uh-oh, the arms are hooked. Tiger suplex.
Okay, they're leaving Jury on the ground. That is a bad thing. But Shadowrun is no longer in the fight. It's going to be either Ori, Dishonored,
And the WWE Universe.
Metroid, or Street Fighter.
Roundhouse kick. That was nasty. Reciprocating the initial reversal. Harlem side kick. Boom, did you hear the impact? Taking a moment to get pumped off of this crowd's incredible energy.
I don't know what just happened there. Samus walked over and just got smacked in the face.
Suplex.
Oh, Ori. Ori came so far. I do low-key root for Ori. Ori's just so sweet and adorable.
Oh, the wind just knocked right out with that. Reversal. Can she capitalize? And responds with a counter of their own. Oh, my God. Oh, and a backbreaker. Right to the spine.
Man, this might be just... Dishonored's going hard. Dishonored's like, I have been waiting to finish my series forever.
Oh, and she got a
Harlem Sidekick sounds like Robin if Bruce Wayne was broke. Okay, it's between Samus and Street Fighter, the Battle of the S's.
We're seeing an unbelievable performance in front of us.
And how these competitors are still surviving is beyond explanation.
Oh my! Inflicting pain at will.
It looks like we may be playing Samus. I believe that was Shadowrun Dragonfall. I played one Shadowrun game, which was Shadowrun Returns. I'm surprised. We definitely had an advantage for Yuri, but she did not get it done. So we will be playing Metroid Dread come next Friday.
Yeah, this win was well earned.
Yep, the original NES waifu, but you had to be good at the game to even know she was a waifu. And Radio, I still will totally play with you. I just can't play the single player until Yuri pulls it out, which hopefully shouldn't be too long, because like I said, if I go back and look, she has like a power level of 99 and everyone else has a 75. So she had a pretty good advantage. But that's because I really want to play Street Fighter, and she'll win before too long. But until then, I will see you. Thank you very much for being here. I'm going to go sleeps and work tomorrow. Really? They put that in the book? I'm surprised. Regardless, good night, good night.